And we are live. How are you guys all doing? I hope you're doing well. It's the pre-show before the debate. Just to let you guys know, the debate is only starting in an hour. So, yeah, you guys do have time to get your popcorn ready and coffee and drinks or whatever.
Can I just say what debate?
Yeah, the Earth's flat. I mean, there's no really debate about it.
There's no debate.
That's it, done. Let's go home.
But it's good to see you guys. So yeah, we have in the chat today for the pre-show, we have Michael Kahn, PJ Cruikshank, the Shankinator, and Spuddy Taylor. Good to have you guys in.
Good to be here, Flats. Again, as always. How are you doing else?
Man, it's good to be here, like. Good to be here.
It's good to see you. I'm just gonna say,
just for everybody who was in chat, Spud actually comes from the same village as I used to go to school in.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, small world.
Yeah, I know. Crazy, isn't
I'm just gonna say hi to everybody in chat quickly. It's just good to see everybody here. I just want to say hi. Thank you for all being here. PJ Cruikshank's there. Michael Kahn, yeah. Better Than Gold, Face Reality, Charlie Gull, McFlurf, who else? Cosmic Guru, thank you for coming. The Daniel, hey man, haven't seen you in a while, good to see you. Ciao Young Cat, thank you for coming. Arwen, hello. Taylor Vision, Lasky, Rizzling.
That's me, Flatzoid.
Is that you?
That's me.
Taylor Vision?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, well, hey Spuddy. How you doing, mate? Let's see who else. Moomin Rider, good to see you. FTFE in the chat as well. Hey man, good to see you. Daz Studio 68. And then we got, I saw someone more. My wife, Marizana. Oh, good to see you. Hey Lifio. Thank you for coming. It's always good to see my wife coming in and the chat to support me. Yeah, and then Terry Yakem, good to see you. And 3CP Hole. Hey, thank you. Glad you could make it. So, tonight doesn't really have a topic though. The debate's just going to be about globe logic against flat earth logic kind of thing.
What, so like it's all topic?
Yeah, so it's anything's on the table. If you want to, how he wants to present the globe, I'll rebut it, and whatever I'm going to if I present anything for the flat earth, he has to rebut it kind of thing.
So all in.
It's an all in kind of thing. All on the table.
You want to try and hold him to his globe claims and not let him reverse the burden?
Yeah, that's usually the... And I want him to bring his refracted hand.
Yeah, I want to see it as well.
I can guarantee you brought that with him. There's no way he can't.
I can never forget Mitchell's face and his laugh when Jake said that to him.
It's so funny. Yeah.
Guys, we do have...
In fact, can you get it up? Can you play that?
Play what?
Can you play that? Craig saying about his hand. Can you
Oh yeah, I can bring it up for you guys, definitely. I just want to quickly say, guys, we have 63 votes, and enjoying the debate is 70% yes and no 30%. I know Michael said no.
I did say, and I'll tell you why. Because Craig's had loads of debates, he's had his ass handed to him loads of times, and he just keeps coming back as though he's never lost. What's the point?
So I'm going to quickly look for that video.
Appreciate that, like, yeah, it's views for you, Flatzoid, and that's I do not want you to debate him, but that was just my opinion, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew that.
Yep, everybody for their own.
Because I don't agree with everything Flatzoid says.
No.
Sorry, people.
Yeah, me and Con, we do sit heads with stuff. We don't agree with each other, guys.
And that's why we're good friends.
That's what I'm saying. Not everybody can agree about absolutely everything. So where they get this idea that we would just follow each other's ideas all the time, then, you know what I mean? Maybe some people do, not all.
I want to tell everybody as well. Do you know how I've got to know Flatzoid? Because he supported me when I first started making videos. Like, one of the biggest supporters of me, sharing my videos and trying to get me subscribers. And yeah, it's a good lad. I love him.
Oh, I love you too, man.
Hillary says FTFE owns this.
Hey, Hillary M, good to see you. Glad you could make it.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, Giamacho Wombat, thank you for coming.
Owns what? YouTube, computers, Flatzoid chat. I mean, comments stupid in itself.
But I do appreciate Craig coming in though.
Absolutely.
It usually gets heated with him. But I mean, it's all for the fun of the sport. I mean, even if me and Craig, when we do chat behind doors, very nice person actually. He's not.
Listen, right, I don't hate no Glover. I like to get involved with banter and calling names and stuff like that, but I don't really hate them. I feel sorry for them and they're worth praying for, you know what I mean? They're deceived.
No, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Mark of Uranus, thank you for coming. Mark of Uranus. Unlimited Hangout, hey. So yeah, I got the video up. Do you want me to show it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, I'm it.
I might have to download it, guys. You know, the normal, it can buff as much as it wants and it's still... In today's episode, how to download YouTube videos.
It's funny, like, but my YouTube just started buffering.
It's always when we're live, though.
I've been watching YouTube all day. It's not buffered once all day.
Now with me.
Yeah, now as soon as you started streaming, it's buffering.
The YouTube is like that with me. Let's see. Okay.
Hi, I'm FTFE for Practice Hand, and I'm here to give you an important message. I feel really scarred by the words and actions from FTFE. He said mean things and lied about me. He said I am in the past and that I am not seen in axial position. He said I'm refracted. So FTFE, I got a question for you. Was I refracted when I helped you last night, hey? I don't hear you calling Mr. Peanut refracted. Although I hear he is lonely when the mirror is not around. Well, back to the important message. They have decided to talk out about the abuse. If the FE pounds me up against things when angry and when excited. He forces me to write things that I don't want to. For example, this email. Now we both know FTFE that you are lying when you said you have done a demonstration. And also months to produce a video. I know I was there, remember?
Refracted, if the light is reaching your eyes through a medium, that light has been refracted. So
only if the medium is changing.
well,
As a very density.
According to
If it was glass, for instance, if it was glass, if it was glass, a solid uniform glass between you and the horizon, it would not be refracted.
well, actually, according to Andrew Thomas Young, subject matter expert, even a single density medium has a refractive index.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean to say it'd be refracted. Providing the same mediums between your eye and the object you're looking at, there would be no refraction. In other words, it would not be bent.
Very obviously,
the reason we get bending in the atmosphere is because of the density gradient, and therefore there is a refractive index gradient. If the atmosphere was uniform in density, there would be no refraction.
You would still have a refractive index for it.
Yes, but it would not be refracted.
But
it would not be bent.
No, it will not. That's right.
So why are you lying, FTFE?
You've got big troubles, haven't you, when Rumpus
I
disagrees with you?
managed with the help of Flatzoid to draw together some hands showing no refraction.
Hi, Bobby. Yeah, look at those hands. Do any of you see any refraction? I seem to see them in real time and in their exact location. Do any of you see refraction? Not me. I do see the air around the hand's moving, thanks to the sound waves though. Golly, that is beautiful. Well, here we go with another demonstration. Is the hand having refraction? No, we can definitely see the flames, and the butane burning is having refraction in the air. But the hand itself still seems to be at the exact location at the right time. Can you explain this, please, FTFE?
Oh, based on that, FTFE, can you tell me how again your hand is refracted? How is it that you can call me a refracted hand in the past? Come on, FTFE. I know Mr. Brain is not working really well with you. I mean, honestly, you are the same guy that said thermodynamics.
Okay, right, cool. That's easy. I did 18 months of thermodynamics in my degree, so I know quite a lot about thermodynamics. So, Earth is classed as a closed system in physics.
That's not true because you claim to have astronauts leaving Earth.
Yeah, a closed system in physics allows for the transfer of small parts of matter and energy. It's not completely isolated like an isolated system. It allows for some transfer of energy between systems. Whereas obviously an open system and isolated system are the other ends of those.
If you like this video, please don't forget to give a thumbs up as it does help the algorithm. If you have not already, please do share the show and do subscribe. Till next time, God bless.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, there's big problems when you're on side disagree with you.
Well, definitely.
But I would still love to see his demonstration for the refracted hand though, because
I hope he's fetching it tonight.
he did say he did it. So, I mean, it's been more than a few months for it, so I'm excited to see when his demonstration for refracted hand actually pops up. If it's ever going to. I mean, just like Rumpus's Bedford level thing he was trying to do all this time. Keeps on having excuses.
Yeah, I've been. That's about 3 years I've been here, and I remember when he was talking about that on Ranty show.
Hey Tony Whitcomb, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Giant Cat says adding UU after YouTube in YouTube.com in the address of any video will take you to a decent downloader, quick and easy. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it does.
Uranus is an open system. Yeah. Uranus has to be an open system. Although it chooses when it's closed. The sphincter is the ruler there. The sphincter, yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you all in here. I don't know what we're really going to chat about for the pre-show. I mean, I was hoping we would be able to start earlier with the show with him. But, I mean, obviously, you guys are 2 hours behind. So, we were going to start at 12, and I said, can't we at least make it an hour earlier? So, he's putting his kids to bed and all that. But it's good to have you all here. Thank you all for coming. Is there anything else you want me to showcase? Or how about, what do you guys want me to start the debate off with him? What argument do you guys suggest I should bring up as...
I've told you I want you.
Yeah, you want proof of Earth rotation.
Yeah.
That's definitely probably one that's going to come up.
I don't really think it matters what you start with. You've got in either way with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's about right.
Yes, Owen, there's going to be a live debate in 45 minutes, mate. I'm reading through the chat on FTFE's chat, and the guys are all having the same idiotic nonsense insults and nothing more. And then you look on our chat, everybody's all nice and chat, just chill, having fun.
Is Mark Wachowski over there?
Cool. I won't be over.
He's one nasty, horrible man.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I know Justin Franks is there. He's still buttered that he's been banned on the channel, but I mean, I did warn him, and he crossed the line, and he didn't want to take the warning. So just like many other troll accounts, he got banned. But he can't moan because he's probably got another troll account on here anyway.
Oh, well, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's probably that Lasky or whatever. That's a soccer account.
No, I don't think he's Lasky though. They don't have the same type of grammar, you can say.
Wasn't Lasky the one that was saying when things go up, they're also going down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to him yesterday, and he just wasn't understanding that clouds don't go down and balloons go up.
Mm-hmm.
He just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Not just that, but he claimed when you throw a ball into air, it's immediately accelerating downwards, which is a crap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one. That was it.
You put energy into that ball when you throw it, so it's accelerating in the direction you throw it for a time.
Exactly. You can't accelerate in two different directions at once, can you? You know what I mean?
But they'll try and they'll puddle your head so that if you listen to them long enough, you start getting confused. Like you've got to shut them down with that crap straight away because it is pure crap.
I see. Craig has the slow mode on his chat, so you have to wait a few amount of time before you can actually send another comment. There we go. Oh, and by the way, guys, we are going to have the link being, because we're probably only going to debate for about an hour or something, he said, and then we're going to have all free for everybody to come in and ask us questions. So that's going to be quite interesting. So guys, do stay on till the end. It's definitely going to be worth it if you want to ask Craig some questions, or even me.
I've got a question for Craig. Where do you live?
Hi, Into the Break. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Hillary M says, I stay sat in my chair. Thanks, gravity. No, you stay sat in your chair because you're denser than the air around you. 33 seconds.
If you chose to stand up, you stand up.
Yeah. Well, FTFE, I haven't really tried the slow mode before, so I don't know. I like letting people, I just like people actually commenting. I think if it gets to maybe a stage where there's like 500 people in chat, then it might be better for that, so it doesn't get overwhelming and you can't see what's going on. But right now that I'm usually getting about 70 in and stuff, I think it's fine.
The reason you have to use it, Craig, is there's loads of butter trolls in your chat.
Repso Sandman says, nobody gaff about flat earthers being flat earthers. It's just silly childish rebellion from people who actually lack independence of thought. Wow. Very clever stuff. Hey, SI man, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Did you guys watch Where's Wally's latest video on me?
I haven't seen it.
I watched it on Hammer's stream.
Yeah. Oh, but Hammer ripped him apart though.
Basically, it was just sound bites of some grebo going, curvature.
No, the thing is, it's that same guy that says gravity, and he just overplayed the sound saying curvature all the time. But
did you see the one that Brian's Logic did?
Oh yeah, awesome. Brilliant work, Brian.
Yeah,
that was good. Right at the end.
Did a brilliant work. If you guys haven't already, do watch Brian's Logic's latest video on that Where's Wally video. It actually literally turned it into a black swan.
Nice.
Very good thing. Flataholics has said, I would like both of you to explain where the sun goes at night. The sun doesn't go anywhere at night.
It goes away.
Yeah, but it doesn't go anywhere at night. Night is just the absence of the sun's location. That's all. So when the sun goes to the new location, away from you, it's nighttime by you. The sun doesn't go to bed or anything,
Tucks itself up and that goes to sleep for 12 hours.
The silly little pathetic kid type arguments, aren't they?
Yeah. Res 1492 says, the one where he ripped you apart. What's he talking about? Where did anyone rip me? Oh, he's probably listening in. Oh, I think Craig's showing my stream live on his stream at the moment, maybe.
Cool style.
Sorry, where's Wally? Didn't rip anything apart. He literally didn't even, you know, my argument when I actually explained stuff, he just forwarded it right through so no one can actually hear what was going on. And every time I did have a response, he put that gravity guy, that gravity guy screaming curvature over top of when I'm talking. And he couldn't even spell idiot right. It's ironic he wants to tell me I'm a moron and stuff and I'm intelligent while spelling idiot as idoit. If you guys don't believe me, we can actually go check it out.
Hillary M says sunsets, thanks, Kev. Got any evidence of that, Hillary?
Where's Wally?
Idiot is spelled EEJIT. Egypt.
Pidget the Egypt detector.
Oh no, I don't want to watch a lot of movies. I want to watch this. I want to get where he starts. And yeah, the whole video, he literally says, oh, it's level. Yeah. And then says, I'm making his point when I say yes, level. He doesn't get when he says level, it means no curve. And the argument about the Tycho crater on the moon is a total idiotic false equivalence, because when we're talking about the angles, it's the angle to the horizon, not the angle to the moon. The moon is sitting up there. The horizon is sitting that way, forward, down by you.
Who said that?
Where's Wally? He says then it should be too small. You see, it's too small, making his point. The moon is up there in the sky. You don't have a limited angle to the moon, do you?
We're comparing moon to that like little blob that they called a rocket on the horizon.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy doesn't really get what the hell he's talking about.
I mean, he had his ass handed to him by Mitchell several times. He's even been on FED and had his ass handed to him.
Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm so happy he put this graph in. There's a reason why I did what I did when I said I didn't take acceleration into account. He should have been honest and showed the comment when I said, yes, I did it, left it in so you can do the maths. It's for this reason. So you'll see why. The guy thinks I just leave it in because of stupidity. No, I do things for a reason. Hi, Mr. Jaco, good to see you. Thank you for coming. A good point to make is when they speak of refraction, ask why things even further doesn't refract, and if Mr. Refraction is a stopping point, so please explain. That's good point.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm trying to look where. Oh, there it pops up on screen. Read what he says on screen, guys. This tells you someone doesn't have an argument when they put idiotic stuff like this. I am an idoit.
Idoit.
I can't do maths. Where's his hyphen apostrophe out?
But a Glober will jump out lawyer and say, you can't spell, you need to go to school. You know,
Yeah, I can't make editorial corrections. He literally just contradicted himself anyway with this. I can't make editorial corrections. What do you think these words are in here? Hey, Wally! Hey, mister, that can't let me get my argument out for your audience. You know, the one part I do actually have an argument, you forward out so no one can hear what the hell's going on. Very honest of you. And you might want to get spelling lessons when it comes to what we call idiot. And thanks for the maths. I was waiting for that. There's a reason why I asked for it, so you might want to wait for that.
They always have. Speak to
how's that black swan? How are you dealing with that black swan, Wally?
Always happens, doesn't it? Talk of the devil only appears. It just keeps happening.
They're always listening, mate.
I didn't he says, oh, don't forget to criticize the font. Why would I criticize the font? I'm literally just telling you what your problem is here. You just contradicted yourself saying I can't even make editorial corrections, yet What do you think I wrote in the bottom here?
It's like this, right? They made fun out of Flatzoid other night because he spelled suggestible wrong. And you spelled wrong, Wally, but it's alright for you to spell wrong, Wally, but a flat earther spells something wrong and it's, you're a moron.
But you see what's the sad thing is, my wife, she also thought suggestible is spelled with an A. Weird.
I think it used to be spelled like that.
So that's I can always remember it was spelled with an A. I fixed it straight away when we saw it on the internet. It's not like that. So I conceded it was wrong and I fixed it.
But end of the day, spelling don't prove flat or a globe, does it?
No. Hey, Mike Domain, good to see you. Good to see you, man. Yeah, where's Wally? Maybe you want to watch Brian's Logic's latest video on it. He literally pointed out to you why it's a black swan. Because like I was trying to explain to you as well, you show no curve and you literally debunked Coriolis, the spin of Earth, with this video. I know he doesn't understand the black swan argument. That's for sure.
Well, in fact, I'll ask him, I'll address him. Wally, are you in Wolfpack?
Yes, he is. He's even got the logo Wolfpack under his video. You see here? It says the Wolfpack in the edge here. Everybody that's in the Wolfpack, yeah, doesn't really have...
I've been one smart person in Wolfpack, yeah.
Yeah. But I want to show you guys when I do actually start bringing up an argument, what he doesn't present to you guys. Go and look at something that I created a while back. This is based on
curvature.
The equation. You see what he does all the time while I'm busy talking. Gets that nonsense guy popping up to try and get you not concentrating on what I'm talking about. But let's go on. To Polaris. Every 600 nautical miles is going to drop 10 degrees.
Is he serious here? Is this a genuine attempt to debunk the globe? Or
it's me explaining to you guys why it's not Earth curve. So yeah, just because you're too ignorant to understand how perspective works, and I try to explain it in orthographic view because orthographic view doesn't explain perspective. Explained this many times, by the way, live. Just shows you are either being willfully ignorant or dishonest.
Did Daniel...
Or is he joking?
Sorry?
Evidence. Did Daniel provide any evidence other than saying words to the effect, you're silly, you don't understand?
Oh, no. I can't wait for Monday evening. Simon Dan, if you're watching this, Monday night I'm going to be doing that latest stream on your latest idiotic video. So I'm inviting you personally to come on the stream and talk with me with it. It doesn't have to be a debate. It's literally just to come on as a guest and to go through it with me. How's that sound?
What's the chances he's got to make an appearance?
0.
None whatsoever.
But like I said, it's not going to be a debate because he says he doesn't debate flat earthers. So he's chicken shit, that's fine. But he can be a man at least to come in and just be a guest on the show, can't he?
You'd think.
Yeah, so Simon Dan, this is an invite to you. Since you're too chicken shit to come and debate me, you can more come in and just go through the show with me and no debate. How's that? So everybody that knows Dan, message him and say Monday night on Flatzoid's channel, you're invited to be a guest.
Okay. Sorry, before we carry on, I forgot this bit.
Holy 11 frames, Batman. I can't believe you, A, created this, and B, thought you could use this to prove something, and C, thought we would not rip into you big time if you tried A or B.
Hey Rob Keane, a member for 3 months. Awesome. Thank you very much for staying a member. You're awesome, guys. Yeah. So first of all, he brings up a attempted character assassination by bringing up 11 frames. The whole reason 11 frames exist, guys, is because your Earth is not physical, your curve. It's optical. So when you bring it up, you're conceding that your Earth curve is not physical. Thank you very much. So say 11 frames as much as you want. You're just too dumb to understand you're conceding no physical curve.
I've just realised I got a free one as well.
Yeah, you guys that have been a member for over a month, I think you get a free one or something.
Yeah. The people who go around saying this 11 frames, do they actually even know what they're saying?
No, they don't. They think I they're just parroting some idiotic nonsense, thinking, oh, you took my curve away. Yeah. By taking an inferior mirage away, a optical effect took your curve away. Are you not clicking 1 + 1 = 2 there? Yeah. Very simple stuff. But anyway, where's Wally? I want you to explain to your audience here why you didn't let them hear my actual argument. Because this whole part here where you're forwarding through was my argument for the video. So let's watch
Couldn't you class that as exactly the same as this 11 frame?
Oh yeah, definitely. The
Only
only
speed flying through you talking and explaining.
The only difference is I showed the whole inferior mirage and capsule hitting before I took it out. He doesn't. He literally doesn't want them to see my argument.
You're going to cop a lot of flack about this one diagram, mate. I can assure you of that. Now, why did you feel the need to compress the x-axis flatzoid?
Because perspective. If you keep in touch with my channel, you would know that I've explained it live many times. I think at least 6 or 7 times, guys. Different live streams. It's not actually how it is. It's trying to show perspective in orthographic view. You cannot, because orthographic view does not take perspective into account. This is just showing you see this arc here is the reason you see that arc in the sky. That's why you guys claim it to be the ground arc. It's not because it's physically curved, guys. It's due to perspective. And I was explaining this here. But yeah, he doesn't give anybody to find it. Thank you, PJ Cruikshank. I'll take it. Why not? Love this channel. I love you guys too. Thank you for coming, guys.
Distances don't change as they are always constant, and that's the thing about standardized measurements. They're always the same.
Yeah. And Michael Kahn as well. Thank you. Where was the rebuttal, Wally? He never had a rebuttal the whole video, guys. Where's Wally again? You're literally ignoring my argument here and you're forwarding it, so that's very dishonest. And now you can show for everybody, even on FTFE's chat, that you are dishonest to show my argument. You don't want to show the argument. Let's see what he says, guys.
Now, you even say every 600 nautical miles is going to be 10-degree jobs.
Which I just showed there.
You had to purposely distort the x-axis in order to make it fit, and even then it doesn't fit.
If you actually kept with my argument, you would be seeing that you're lying now. But congratulations.
Well, hold up, 1 minute. Show me this distorted axis.
Yeah, GFTB45 says orthographic accounts for perspective. Is that so? Remember, McToon was on my channel and I asked him to show me where his orthographic view takes perspective into account, and he says I must show him. Now I'm asking you, GT, you also making the claim, so show me where it takes perspective into account. Where's the compression? Where's the convergence? Where's the atmospheric phenomena like refraction? Where's foreshortening? There's nothing of those things in orthographic view. Orthographic view is simply a two-dimensional illustration of angles, nothing further. Hey Gary Wybenga, good to see you. Thank you for coming. But anyway, let's get back to where it is. Where's Wally? Still want you to explain to everybody why you left this out in your video.
Well, good job. Not only are you admitting that Polaris observation won't fit on a flat plane, and
making words in my mouth, I said it based on Polaris observation is how you got your equatorial measurements. Oopsie, so also lying and misrepresenting me.
Hold on, how do you measure angles to Polaris?
Flat baselines.
Exactly. So you're done there, Wally, mate. See you later.
The weird thing is I even have the flat math.
You just showed that you are a top left genius. Yep.
What's that math there? Is that based on a flat baseline math and it works? Oh shit. You should maybe rethink your strategy next time you want to have an argument. Where's Wally?
Again, nothing he says from here on is valid, as his first major premise has about 10 to the minus 17 torque.
Where's what it says? It's an orthographic
fine.
view. You do not put perspective and orthographic view. Ask an engineer. Yes, because orthographic view is not perspective based, and engineers do not work on things that are, let's say, 100 kilometers away.
So Wally's just debunked one of his own clouds.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're saying, these idiots. I'm sure they don't.
It's idiotic. It's literally, this that I created was literally just to show that imaginary curve, when you put it into perspective kind of terms, shows why you have your sphere. It's as simple as that. But let's go on.
Or of suckiness. Yes, I know a vacuum doesn't suck, but it sounds a lot funnier. So let's fast forward the fail that follows.
Wow, okay, maybe we can slow it down. Can't even slow it down to listen what it's saying, guys. How dishonest is that? So guys, when I do have an argument to present, he literally doesn't let you hear it. You know what that's called? Dishonesty. So thank you, Wes Wally, for showing you don't have anything, and you literally all you do is insult, interrupt when I give an argument, and then be dishonest not to show when I do have arguments to give. And then misrepresent and lie about what I'm talking about. So congratulations, Wes Wally. You have just been shown to be an outright liar and a prick. You literally just validated that with this video. You said it, Flatzoid. Thank you. So yeah, that was the Wes Wally video, guys. If you want to watch it, yeah.
Can I just say to the trolls, right? Whoever times you out, constant moaning about it, I'm going to keep timing you out all night. Or hide you, one or two.
Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing trolls moaning. Timing out for no reason, challenge this, challenge that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not interested. If you've been timed out, deal with it.
Yeah.
Keep coming back and moaning about it constantly. I'll make sure that you don't comment again.
Look what's going on in FTFE's comments, guys. How many Flatzoids does it take to remove 11 frames? One, because it only takes one guy to show you guys that your physical curve is not physical, it's optical. So there's your answer, Christian.
Send Red Rhetoric here, I'll deal with him.
Oh, Red Rhetoric doesn't want to talk to me. I commented back to him a month or two ago and I asked, so when you're going to come talk to me about it? He keeps making excuses. No, there's nothing to talk about.
Because it's con loads of people into thinking that you've done something dodgy, and now they all call you 11 frames or whatever.
But I love that they call me 11 frames because it's them conceding.
That's stupid, yeah.
Yeah, it's me conceding. It's them conceding that there is no physical curve.
Yeah, but it's just desperate that they use something from 3 years ago to try and get you. You know what I mean?
Let's do this. We can actually show the 11 frames to these guys because I don't know. It's so sad. They don't get it. Is there a difference between optical and physical? Definitely. Adverts again. I might have to download it. So this is me doing it live again for you guys. Actually, I can keep it there because, yeah, let's keep it there. Cutting and splitting. Remember, guys, I showed all the frames. So please do pay attention. I did show all the frames. Let's play. Oops, that's a bit fast. So let's go. I don't know if I can change the speed in this one. Okay. So yeah, I literally did it live again for these people. Wait, okay. So it's well, as soon as we see that, there we go. So now we all agree. Justin Franks, sorry to hear you're banned in my chat. Maybe just use one of your other troll accounts that you do use anyway. How's that sound? With the ban. So I'm going to add a mark. Add a marker. Okay? Then we're going to go on. It's still in the band. Still in the band. Oh, it's still in because it's not showing yet. And it's still in, not showing yet. Okay. It's still inside the band. The Globers want to tell me now, no, it is not. But it's pushed away because remember, it's still inside the band. This is why I left it out still. So it's still in there actually. Now, it's still breaking because it's hitting that line, so it's at its limit now. So the next frame should be, there we go. This is where we should actually. Oh, now it's buffering again.
Typical.
Res 940, he wants me to show the actual video. Okay, must I show you where I actually show everything? Okay. Dig a hole for yourself. Why not? Why don't you? Because people still don't believe me that I showed everything.
There's absolutely no reason not to. Do you know what I mean? He's got a silly ball belief, and that's as far as it goes with Reds. It don't understand half the things he talks about.
So guys, I love it when you bring 11 frames up, because it just shows you guys just parrot things you don't understand. Because all you guys hear is, oh, he removed frames. Yeah, but what were those frames? It was an inferior mirage that showed that your physical curve is not physical. And I've addressed that many times, guys. Many times. Let's see. Yeah, and I do have a lot of videos on my channel. Okay, let's see. Where is it? Where is it? There. Oops, no curve. Probably going to show an advert again. Guys, you're almost going to start. It's like 1:45. Let's see if... Okay, he's got the Zoom link for me. So I'm just going to show a bit of this quickly. And then I'll show this quickly and then we'll go do the... But I'm going to keep it on mute. Because I did have an awesome song at this stage on it, but it got copyright strike, so I had to change the song. Because too much Globies reported it. You know, the butthurt that they are. It's weird. I only get reports from Globies on channels. I don't see Flat Earthers going and reporting anything on the Flat Earth on the Globies. Do you guys see that?
No.
Hey, Last Bohemia, will we have a debate? Yes, it's going to start in about 15 minutes. So yeah, guys, here's the video. Orion abort system test. This is by Reg Rhetoric. Yeah, that's going up.
What are you debating on Discord?
No, it's going to be on Zoom. You already sent me the link. I just hope I got this showing to you guys. Is it showing? Yes. No, it's not even showing. Oh, why don't you guys tell me? Okay, there we go. It's going up.
Shall I tell you why I ain't told you? Because I'm about 10 minutes behind all the
time. Where's Wally? I've been demonstrating that Earth curve is not physical throughout my channel. You can go on my channel and look through all the demonstrations. How's that sound? We literally do demonstrations on flat surfaces showing this. Hi Captain Crunch, thank you for coming in. Glad you could make it. Flip X. Hey. Yeah, gravity. So anyway, you see it's still going up, guys. Still going up. Had nice music to complement it. I'm also excited. I enjoy debating. Okay, let's go. It would be nice if there's more people that's not so scared to debate me though.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm working on a video series based on a butter troll that sent me a long, huge essay in an email. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read that yet. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but it's so long. It'll take forever to read through it. It's like a book.
I know.
As I posted it last night, I'm still reading it.
But anyway, I'm taking it argument for argument because the guy's got so many. and I'm going to do video series on each argument.
That would be cool.
Okay, let's
all,
go.
All I do know is it's full of add-ons.
Yeah.
There's plenty of links in it, isn't there?
Okay, let's go from here, I think. Hillary M says, I'll debate you anytime. That's weird. I've invited you many times to debate. And every time you've had an excuse, oh, my mic doesn't work, or I'm busy, or no, I don't, what is the use?
Tomorrow night, Hillary, I'll debate you.
There we go, guys. I just showed it all. Do you see that? Let me do this again. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I showed the whole thing. Just in case you guys didn't see that. Let's do this again. Just from a bit higher. Let's go. And, oh, again. Wait, one more time, just in case you didn't see it. Boof! I showed it all, and this is in my original video. Oops, no curve. Let's see, where is the date? 3 years ago, guys. Thank you. 2019. Okay. Now, I show you by taking the inferior mirage out. There we go. I pause it. He says I don't speak your... See there what I'm saying, guys? Hillary.
So come and speak whatever language you want to speak, Hillary.
Yeah. Do you speak English, Hillary? How's that? I can debate you in Afrikaans as well if you want to. Awesome, FT. Yeah, I got the link. I'm going to click on it now. Just quickly showing this quickly for the guys. So there. I pointed out where the horizon is. I pointed out where the inferior mirage is. Remember, I've already showed the whole splashdown. Note it's apparent horizon. You don't get such thing as a physical horizon. Something they don't get. Inferior mirage. You literally can see the mirroring inside the inferior mirage. You see there? You can see it. So, what do? Because that's now the start. I show that whole band there is the inferior mirage, correct? You guys would agree with me? Now you see the top of the inferior mirage. So that's the whole band for the inferior mirage. Now note, guys, I showed you the whole splashdown before this. Let's see where the capsule hits. Oh, now it got taken away. Why? Because I took the inferior mirage away. Let's do that again. By removing the inferior mirage, it hits on the apparent horizon. Thank you very much. Okay, let me quickly go into...
Well, 1 minute. Hillary says, no offence, Mr. Carr. No offence taken. You said you don't speak Yorkshire. That's still English language. I'm sure you were speaking English language. So I take that as you've declined the debate.
Yeah, Tony Whitcomb, £10 super chat. Globers are like Rain Man, good at math, but don't know what reality really is. Yep, that's true. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat, Tony. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Please stick around because we're only going to have maybe an hour, hour and a half debate. And then it's going to go on to you guys coming on the show and asking questions. Really awesome stuff. Okay, so I'm going to say bye to all the guys in Element. Because I'm going over now to the chat with FTFE. So thank you guys for coming for the pre-show. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. And we'll see you later on.
Yeah.
See you later.
Shot, guys.
Look, man. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to Element. There we go. Accept cookies. Launch meeting. Launch meeting. Okay, let's do this again. Launch meeting. FTFE is not seeming to work, mister. Join from your browser. Let's try that. Wow. Flatzoid. I'm just gonna say Flatzoid tonight. Joining meeting. Can I put my video on? Allow. My other camera's being used in OBS again. Sorry. It's gonna be one of those. But again, thank you guys all for coming. Really, really appreciate you guys coming in. And I see he's got his thing going on here. So hey Craig, I hope you can see me. I'm gonna have to just quickly say I'm in. Okay. And let's make sure it's back online. Are you guys there? Yeah. Join audio by computer. Use microphone. Allow. Unmute. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Not bad. Excuse me, just getting all set up.
No stress. Can't believe that hour went so quickly by.
Yeah, having fun with your subs?
Ah, yeah. Talking about the 11 frames and, you know, all that funny stuff.
Where did they go, Flatzoid? Where did they go?
Yeah, we're just laughing at the guys that bring up the 11 frames argument, because they don't get it's conceding that the horizon is just optical, not physical. Yeah. Hey Mojo, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. So you feeling better?
Yeah, mostly. I'm taking it as easy as possible for a while.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, as long as you take it easy. You don't want to overexert yourself or anything. But it's good to hear you're doing okay.
Yeah, I try not to have any heart attacks whilst live.
Yeah, people don't get younger.
No, stupid body is fading more and more.
Damn entropy.
Yeah, ain't that the truth. Right, I'll just mute for 5 minutes while I'm getting all set up, and I'll be back in a bit.
Shot, mate. Yeah, guys, so we're just going to wait for him for 5 minutes while he's coming in. Hey, Dr. E. Velos, good to see you into the break, everybody. It's good to see you guys. And Tony, thank you again for your super chats. Really, really appreciate it. It's good to have you guys here. Justin Frank says, you might want to change your Zoom password after this. You showed on screen how many characters it is. Yeah, I don't have that password, by the way. Hey, Weatherhelm, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I do hope he gets better. It's not good to have a heart attack or anything, mild or anything, so it is good to see he's doing okay. So I still don't know what we're actually going to bring up. Yeah, guys, do say, as FTFE saying, please share the show and stream to your social medias and like and share. It does really, really help. We should be starting soon. Monkey, my dear. Yeah, 55 in waiting. Now we're waiting for FTFE. Yeah, it's a done version of the password. It's not my password. So good luck trying to figure it out. Hi, Flippit X. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Mr. Baldy Sensible. Mr. Sensible says, my brain hurts. Don't make it hurt more, Zoid. Unfortunately, it's going to hurt more because usually when you have to defend a globe lie, it does hurt. Yeah, Graham. I got so much mods because of people like you that come and troll my channel. By the way, mods, keep up the awesome work. Hey, White, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. We're almost going to start, guys. I'm very interested to see what he's going to present. Michael Kahn. Next troll to moan gets hidden. One thing about the trolls, guys, they love to play victim. They love it. I wonder what reactions are on here. Ooh, okay. 2 minutes on his countdown, okay? Andy M. Hey, if I haven't said hello, good to see you. Flat Earth all 23, yeah. It's getting exposed this year. I always found Flat Earth idea kind of scary. Don't you think it's scary to be inside such a small confined space? It's definitely not small. No, and I definitely don't have claustrophobia in such large areas. I'm grateful that we are enclosed, otherwise you'd be dead now. We wouldn't have any air to breathe, and therefore you wouldn't even have claustrophobia in the first instance, because you'd be dead. And guys, it's just water, just in case you were wondering. No, Professor Phil Bell, not witnessing new physics. You have the privilege of we just trying to show you guys that while you guys go against physics. That's about it. But it's good to see you guys all here. We're gonna start soon. Thank you for your patience, people. Please remember, do share the show.
Hey, Flat, I'm just about to go live. I'll do my intros and stuff, and then I'll come in, okay? So I'll just be a couple more minutes.
100%, mate. Don't stress. Okay. Still waiting. This is my first time seeing your channel and content. Great work. I've seen so much flat power get in contact with. Bro Sage. Yeah, Mr. JP, I want to have him on the channel. I want to go on his channel sometime. He's got awesome content. So yeah, Bro Sanchez, if you're watching this, mate, we should get in contact for sure. Definitely want to. Lost Bohemia. Infinite space is just more calming idea for me. The problem is, what is the thing about infinite space that's so calming? It's a very harsh environment that violates natural law, and that just expands into nothing. You first require something for something to be expanding into. So yeah. Oh, he's actually got me on screen. That's a. Oh, he's got me muted still. Okay. So yeah, guys, we're about to start. Please be kind to him. So yeah, like I said, we're probably going to debate for an hour to an hour and a half, and then we're going to open lines, I think, for people to come and ask questions. Awesome. Thanks, JP. I really appreciate it. I see he's been debating FTFE a lot lately. That's quite cool. Okay, let's get the show on the road. Nathan Oakley's balls. Flatzoid for top left. One thing I have to quickly say about the top left, it's immature and really doesn't bother me, guys. So even if I win top left, what's that got to do with me? I don't get it. Because I'm too mature to worry about top left nonsense. It's just childish. Okay. And by the way, usually the top left awards is just projection from people that don't actually understand anything. Okay. It's probably gonna get me in now. But yeah, again, thank you guys all for coming. You guys are awesome. If you want to send him any questions, then, you know, hit that super chat and I can ask him questions if you want to. He's still muted. I can't hear him at all. 62 in chat. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. Exactly. Top left is invented by playground girls. It's just like a bullying tactic. That's all it is. It's like a child bully tactic. Hey, full black. I'm surprised Flatzoid isn't wearing a crash helmet. Why would I need to do that? But thank you for being here. Hey, TB. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. That's a good one, TB. Talking away, talking away. Yeah, please guys do like and share. Okay. I think he's gonna get me in now.
Flatzoid, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself? Sorry, my camera doesn't want to work on because I'm in OBS at the moment.
That's all right. Yeah, you need a camera splitter so you can do some multiple things.
Definitely. But I'm gonna get another camera as well, so no stress. Soon.
Yeah, that'll work. Also, you should upgrade from OBS to a system called vMix. Much better.
Yeah, you were telling me it's better. I even tried Prism for a while, but that was rubbish.
What did you try?
Prism.
No, I've not even ever heard of that.
It's easy to use all the widgets and stuff, but I don't think it can take as much as OBS though.
Right. Yeah, OBS is also a bit of a resource hog, so that really sucks.
If it does updates and stuff, then it's a mission to get everything back.
Yeah. Right, thank you for asking me to come along for another debate. It's been a few months since we last clashed. I watched a recent debate with Mr. Sensible. Very much enjoyed that. How did you think that went?
It was a nice little chat, nice and chill. And I mean, I do
He's a good dude,
enjoy talking to him. Yeah, I do enjoy talking to him.
Yeah. I don't care what side of the debate you're on. I don't think there's many people, well, maybe Mitchell from Australia, but I don't think there's many people that can say Mr. Sensible's, nasty or anything. He's just genuinely one of the nicest people that I've ever spoken to. He actually popped into my house about a year or so ago when he was up this neck of the woods, and we had dinner and stuff here. Met his missus. That was quite nice.
Okay, that's quite cool. Yeah, you guys are all nice and close to each other, so that's... I mean, I'm a bit far from everybody.
Yeah, a little bit further down there in South Africa. So, I did ask you to ask the audience for a particular subject, but you thought that we could just wing it. So,
yes, look, Michael Kahn had an idea. He's one idea he wants to talk about how you can prove Earth's rotation. But like I said, we can wing it, so you can choose anyone, and we just rebut it and talk from there, kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you want to let other people in straight away, or do you want to have a little chat between just us first? It's up to you.
Yeah, I think let's first have just us for, like you said, for an hour, the debate for the hour, and then we let the people come in and do their thing.
Earth's rotation is one of my favourite subjects. That's something I've specialised in quite a lot.
Cool.
But yeah, so I've got a couple of questions that I've got lined up for you, but have you got anything for me? And maybe we go back and forth.
Not actually. I just, like I said, it's actually quite unplanned. We're just taking a chill, so.
No worries. So,
but I do want to ask you though. I just want to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Have you managed to be able to show that refracted hand demonstration yet?
Your video is in production, but obviously due to a lot of things, I've put my actual videos on the back burner for a little bit whilst I get my health sorted. But I do have a very particular demonstration that I have planned for you using an infrared camera. That will clear up that.
Awesome.
So just be patient with that, because when you said, oh, you have to show a demonstration of that, I racked my brains as to how I could show a demonstration. Because the amount of refraction coming from your hand is extremely slight because of the change in temperatures and the density variations between your eye and your hand. The refraction that's happening is so slight that it's very complicated to actually be able to show that in a way that is, tangible. Yeah. So I've racked my brains, but I've put together a little experiment that's going to be part of the video for you.
Awesome. No, I appreciate.
I'm quite proud of. So.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm just excited to see it. That's what I'm asking.
So I watched a recent video against Where's Wally, and I had a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So people watching, Where's Wally did a video recently talking about how a recent rocket launch, there was images taken from several different positions, and from one of the positions it took, 95 seconds to be able to see the rocket from where they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to play what you said about it, so just bear with me.
Yeah, I can't hear anything there.
Oh, that's not coming through to you?
No.
Oh, bugger. Oh, wait, sorry, one sec. I have got the wrong input on for
stress.
you, that's why. That needs to come from... Can you hear it?
Very similar height above sea level. You can see the ocean
Okay, I could hear it now, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay, right.
just beside 39A.
This thing is for you.
I think it was now. Sorry, one sec.
So
When you
gonna be
when you change elevation, you push out your field of view.
so yeah.
Sorry, I lost the
Water
point.
level.
Do note that's not actually formula. We'll be explaining that in a minute or two.
But now I want to have a look at the video center left. The video makes
One big
39A is just under 600 kilometers.
Sorry, I skipped back from the bit
At
video.
39A,
No stress.
very similar above sea level. You can see the ocean just beside 39A. And anything at the horizon.
this whole
Things.
Then we do... where is it?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what
here.
I just said. Being able to call that acute angle.
Yes,
and
yeah,
choose.
after this bit, right. My
Just
bad.
saying.
But after the rocket launch, it takes 95 seconds from launch pad 39A at sea level to get to be above the horizon as seen from Myrtle Beach.
95 seconds.
Yes, that's what I just said. 95 seconds.
Traveling at 2,477 kilometers an hour. And it is altitude 23.1 kilometers.
Right, so we're talking about how long it takes for the rocket to be seen after launch from the location it was filmed.
Yeah.
And there was 95 seconds before it could be seen.
Yeah.
And what you do next is you try to, you do distance over time to work out how long it should take, right?
I have a calculator.
Yeah, but
here. We can go for the distance.
You need a calculator to do this? Oh well, at least you know what you can and what you can't do. I just hope you do the right calculation.
Let's put the speed. You see, I've already got it. 2477 and 95 seconds. Let's calculate it, guys. Remember, their answer was 23 in altitude. 65.3655 kilometers.
You realise
Right. So, what is your claim here? Because I didn't really follow what you were saying. So, do you think you could talk me through what you've tried to do here to disprove Wally's claim?
I literally wanted him to go and do the maths for it, for a reason, because I wanted to do a video on it. So that's why I left this in without the acceleration, and then I said there I did not take acceleration into account, because I wanted Where's Wally to do the math for a reason. But yeah, he did do it for me, so that's great. So I think you guys would have to wait for that video to see why I did it.
Right, so when you're saying that when you did this calculation, you purposely left out the fact that it would need to accelerate?
Yeah, it was more like a bait kind of thing, because I wanted him to do
Okay.
yeah, because even in his video, you can on my video, or I think it was one of my video, or when he was commenting, there's a comment where it literally says, yes, I want you to do the math. So he should have actually showed that comment, because I wanted him.
He did.
Yeah.
And it came up well, right.
But you'll see why I said that.
Right, fair enough. I mean, that was kind of my main point here. I didn't get where you were going because you didn't take into account acceleration.
Yeah.
Have you done the maths yourself for the acceleration, or?
Yes.
What was your findings, or do you want us to wait for your video?
Wait for the video.
Fair enough. Fair enough. There was a couple of, oh yeah, and okay, so there's one other thing that I want to bring up, and people just asked me to ask you about this, and that's your diagram.
Yeah.
About the view of Polaris.
Yeah.
Could you talk me through your thoughts on what this diagram shows? Because again, I don't want to strawman you in any way, but I have some thoughts on what you've been saying.
Yeah, it all goes down to, I've tried to explain this. Obviously, I had to compress it this way to kind of somehow visually show you guys that there is perspective when looking through things in the distance. We know that if you had to put it in orthographic, it doesn't take perspective into view, so that's why it gives that compression on my graph. If I had to just stick totally to orthographic, then it would obviously be, you know, like he put it down at the bottom, the 600 nautical miles at exactly the same paces. But I needed to do it like this on purpose to actually try and visually show you guys perspective in an orthographic view. But like I've stated, orthographic view does not take perspective into account. Now you see that arc, how it's looking from that guy that's 5,400 nautical miles away from Polaris. It's starting to give an arc upwards to Polaris that would be at the 90 degrees. That's an inverted sphere. You understand?
Why?
Because it compresses in the distance to the observer from the star, if you were by the star, and it compresses to the distance from the observer to the star from the observer.
But
because everything converges. It was me trying to explain how it converges to give the appearance of Earth curve.
So there's no maths or anything behind the reason why you've completely, mucked up the scale along the x-axis and the y-axis. You've just done that to show. Right, hold on. So are you saying that this would be the view if the person was at 0? This would be how they would view those positions from there, and that's why they're closer together?
Yeah, based on perspective, if you had to try and push perspective into orthographic.
Yeah, okay, that really
because
doesn't make
this
any
has got
sense.
to do this has got to do with the field of view. You see that dome kind of thing that I put there?
Yeah.
That followed every person from their zenith. So as it follows them, Polaris on that dome would drop based on the field of view, and that would give an apparent altitude change. And that compression convergence, you could say, would cause it to look like it's dropping, and that's why your measurements show to your globe curved floor where it's just actually a curved ceiling because of perspective.
But field of view wouldn't have anything to do with seeing an angle, an elevation angle. They're the opposite.
It has everything to do with it. A field of view, you have your limit to see something, correct?
Right. Whereas elevation angle is up and down.
Elevation
angle. You can say you've got 120 degrees field of view. That's left to right. That's going to be nothing to do with the angle that you see Polaris in the sky.
Field of view is also vertical. It's not only horizontal.
Well, not when you're talking about elevation angle. You're kind of interchanging the two.
You cannot have a field of view without an elevation angle. You literally have to have a flat baseline to be able to see your field of view.
Of course you can have an elevation angle without a field of view.
Now it's saying you can't have a field of view without an elevation angle.
An angle isn't field of view. They're separate things, and you can have an angle without...
Your field of view is determined by your angle.
Your field of view is determined by your elevation angle.
Yeah, which is a horizontal baseline.
But your field of view is something that's also measured in angles. So
from a horizontal baseline. Remember, an angle is two straight lines from a vertex.
So, but that's what your field of view is. So you're using field of view and elevation angle interchangeably, which you shouldn't.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to explain this based on trying to show a perspective explanation on orthographic. Orthographic does not show perspective, and this is why I was trying to show this.
Do you have any mathematical basis to back up the transformation that you tried to do?
No, because it's impossible to do. It's literally just a...
But
how can I...
you've done it here.
Yeah, to show it...
So you've done something which is what you're saying describes a certain thing, but it isn't how it works in reality. So there has to be some kind of transformation.
Of course, that's how it works in reality. Of course, that's
what you put here.
Of course, it works out in reality. That math up on the side there, does that not work out?
Yeah, but the way you've laid out the graph doesn't, because you compress the axis, and that's not what happens in reality. In reality, the distance of a mile stays 1 mile. It doesn't compress like that, and 10 degrees elevation stays 10 degrees elevation. It doesn't compress like that.
When
you've displayed, the maths on the left is correct, but it doesn't represent what you put there on your graph. The graph isn't a match of reality.
The graph is definitely a match of reality. You got a tiled floor, correct? You got
what a mile is.
You got a tiled floor, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
And each tile is going to be, I'm literally in the middle of tiling my kitchen at the moment.
Okay, great.
And each tile is 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters, and that 20 centimeters doesn't change from being 20 centimeters no matter how far away I get from the original tile that I've laid.
Yeah, the physical distances, stay the same, but your optical distances change. Does that tile that's, let's say, 10 meters away from you optically look the same as the one that's a meter away from you?
Well, no, because alpha equals 2 times the arctan G over 2r, so things in the distance are going to appear, the angle of things in the distance is going to appear smaller than it actually is. But
so that's what my graph shows.
The actual size of it is. And what you've done, there's no mathematical basis behind the way you've compressed what's here to represent reality. You've just said, well, if the angle that you see is compressed, then this is what I think should happen, with no basis behind it. It's just, I almost get what you're trying to do. You're trying to explain an idea that you've got in your head, but you've done it with no basis to matching with reality. No way to actually back up what it shows.
Okay, so when you stand 2,400 nautical miles away, do you see Polaris at 60 degrees?
I'm going to assume that's correct.
Yes, that's what my graph shows. So obviously it shows basis in reality. If you stand 1,200 nautical miles away...
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so what you're showing is correct. So you're showing that, at 0 miles away from Polaris, it's at 90 degrees, and at X miles away, it's at X degrees. But your graph doesn't represent reality because of the way you've compressed things along the X and the Y axis. That's not what happened in reality.
In reality, if I stand...
That's why it doesn't represent reality.
Oh, yes, it does. In reality, if I stand at a certain distance and I measure an apparent altitude angle, is that star literally dropping, or is it only apparently dropping to that altitude angle that I measured?
Well, the altitude angle physically changes.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
we're talking perspective now.
Angle from a different distance, the altitude angle has physically changed.
Okay,
that's almost what you're trying to show with your graph. So
you're saying Polaris physically drops?
No, I'm saying the angle to Polaris physically changes based on your position.
So Polaris stays always the same altitude, correct? No matter your distance from it.
In reality, it would always be a certain distance above a point, because the Earth's a globe and it's million miles long. But the actual position of the actual maps of what you see Polaris do when you move away from it is a constant thing. So for every 69 miles, or for every 69 nautical miles, it drops 1 degree, right?
Yeah. Due to perspective.
But that's not, so even though you've got the numbers correct, you've not shown what happens in reality, because your x-axis is changing its scale as it goes. Therefore, it cannot represent reality, because that's not what happens in reality.
It does happen in reality. I just explained it with your tiles. It's an optical demonstration.
Yeah, the tiles don't physically change. The tiles
No,
lengths
but it
are
optically
the same.
changes. It optically changes.
Yeah, but you can't represent what optically happens on a graph that's supposed to represent distance.
So you understand when I say orthographic view is not perspective
Yeah,
based?
so this isn't an orthographic view. This is a nonsense view that you've made up in your mind.
No,
Because an orthographic view shows how the angle drops, making the surface a curve, because otherwise the actual position of Polaris would change in the sky if you do the trigonometry of that side of the triangle. So
again, I was
my
trying.
point is that in
Remember,
reality,
okay, I'm going to
the
ask you.
x-axis doesn't squish.
I'm going to ask you something. Is perspective based optical or physical?
Perspective is distance based.
But I'm asking you, when you look in three-dimensional view, perspective based, is what you see optical or physical?
Everything that you see is optical. And that's been one of my points for a long time, is that you never see the physical anything. You see the light that is bouncing off of a thing.
Can I quickly share screen?
Yes, sure. I should have permission. One sec.
Yeah, it says because you're sharing screen, I can't. That's why.
No, I shouldn't be sharing screen. That's I'm just doing it for a virtual camera, so you should be able to share screen now.
Okay, go. Share screen. There we go. You've obviously seen this video from me.
Okay.
If I can get the quality higher. It's good.
Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Flatzoid, your audio's cut out.
Why does it? Oh, you see, because it's sharing the.
Hello.
Maybe I have to stop sharing screen now. Sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello? Okay. I see when I share screen, it mutes me.
Ah. Weird.
Yeah, as soon as I start sharing screen, it mutes. But okay, I'm going to just quickly show you that. I don't need to talk, but I just want you to quickly see. What I'm going to show you, it's literally like a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then I'll come explain it to you, okay?
Roger.
Sure. Okay. Okay, guys, while you're listening, you can see that light is staying exactly the same altitude. The physical altitude stays the same. The apparent altitude changes. This is because of perspective. It's dropping down into the distance. Have to say, FTFE is struggling very badly, mate. You can hear me? Can you hear me? FTFE? Hello? Okay. Probably not. There we go. It's not changing actual altitude, guys. That's why I love this one so much.
Sun goes behind the physical thing. Yes. Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
On a flat surface, Craig, not a Earth curve. So things are cold in the distance.
Went behind the bucket.
Bucket. It's a paint tin. But anyway, okay. Let's start. There we go. Okay, am I back?
Yeah.
Okay, you saw that. Did you see it was dropping in apparent altitude?
Yeah, and then I saw how it was blocked by a physical horizon.
Yeah, occulted by things that are in the way of it, like the paint cans.
Yeah, which could be the physical horizon of the Earth.
No, but like I'm saying, now
we saw the sun drop below the physical horizon of the Earth.
But you do know that was a flat surface, and this light was exactly the same altitude going in the distance. So what you observed there was perspective, correct?
Yeah, and then you saw the sun get physically blocked by something.
Nice.
Something was physically in the way of us seeing the sun. There wasn't any angle at any point where that bucket could have been above the sun or below the sun, because from that position the sun went below the bucket.
Great, so we can have...
It wasn't just far enough away. There wasn't a limited viewing angle. The sun was just physically blocked by that bucket.
That is a physical viewing angle. That bucket was...
No, there was zero
physically...
angle. There was zero angle. There wasn't a limited angle. There was zero angle to the sun. The sun
Right,
was
so,
physically behind the
so
bucket.
I just showed then a sun setting on a flat earth then.
Only if flat Earth has several different horizons, because what you showed was the sun being physically blocked by something.
Yes, based on angle.
Yeah. There was no angle left. The angle was gone.
Yeah.
The sun would have been physically below the horizon from that point.
Okay, can we carry on back to our argument?
What you showed was the sun being physically blocked by a physical thing, which wouldn't happen if the Earth was flat.
Okay, so
the Earth doesn't rise up like would you had the camera above the point of where the buckets was, below the point where the bucket was. So the sun was physically blocked by the bucket, nothing to do with viewing angle, because there was no viewing angle.
Okay.
That wasn't representative of what would happen if the Earth was flat, because you don't see your position from below the Earth.
Okay, Craig. Remember when I said I want to show you in reality that it does look like it's physically dropping, but it's not actually dropping? You just validated that whole graph that you just said was rubbish. Thank you very much.
No, not at all, because again, the graph doesn't represent reality.
I just demonstrated it.
But the x-axis still doesn't change. If you were representing what you just did in that video, the buckets would be equally placed along this, not compressed.
They were equally placed.
That's not what happens in reality.
Those
The point is, you've shown a graph which is not a way to represent reality. You've shown a graph to represent what you think you want it to represent, without any mathematical basis behind it.
Craig, like I said with your tiles, the physical distances are the same. Your apparent distances change due to perspective. That's what that graph is showing. Not the physical distances changing, the apparent distances change.
Yeah, you can't represent that on a graph of distances, because there is no scale to your graph. Therefore, it doesn't have any basis in reality. Have you done anything to confirm that the amount of compression that you put on that graph is what you would see in reality? Because there would be a mathematical basis behind that.
Yes, it's the radius.
To do that.
Your radius maximum. Your radius maximus. The maximum of your radius to the circumference is the reason why you have that. And I can show that now on that actual graph, how that field of view dome moves with it. So
therefore there would be a transformation possible.
Yeah, you can do that. If you want to make the transformation, go ahead and do it. I'm going to quickly share my screen again. And now I can't talk again probably if I'm going to do that. But I want to show where I'm moving the field of view out. Okay, I'm going to share. Is that fine quickly? What the? Oh man. I pressed the wrong. I should have. Sorry guys. I should have just first added the. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to add a new tab.
What happened then?
I wanted to add a new tab and I'm like talking and I see no one's there. Okay, let me get back to. I want to just.
Not to mention the fact that the angular size of the sun in your video reduced by a significant amount, which is not what we see in reality.
Yeah, but remember there's parallax. That's the reason why the sun changes in such small amounts. But anyway, back to what we're talking about.
Again,
I'm going to
that's
quickly.
not what you showed in your video.
Yeah, well, it's a much closer distance. That's why, but we'll get to that now. I'm going to quickly share the screen.
A more accurate representation of what you've done is to say that there's a mountain blocking the sun or something in your representation.
If it's got a larger angular size, then it limits the field of view, correct?
Right, so the height of the bucket, what was the camera? Was the camera above or below the bucket?
Below the bucket. But even if I had it above, even if I had it above and I had the distance far enough, it would still get to a point where you can't see it anymore. Because it converges. But anyway, back to the argument.
Because I don't think it would.
Okay, but can you just get back to the argument? I'm going to share the screen again. Obviously, I can't talk so I'm just going to show it quickly. what I want to show, and then
Okay,
I'll
right,
explain
go ahead.
to you what I'm showing, okay? Okay, let me do that. I'm going to explain it to you guys as well. This is the field of view dome. It's sitting after him. So as soon as he moves away, the field of view changes and the radius changes with distance. And that compression keeps with the field of view circumference. It keeps with the field of view circumference. Okay. It's going in screen. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so what I was showing there was, you see that kind of domed thing there. That's your field of view that you have. That's your maximum that you can see on the field of view. So as the guy was moving further away, you saw the radius can only go maximum to that circumference. So the apparent drop follows that arc of that field of view.
But that's not what you showed in your video.
That's exactly what I showed.
No, what you showed in your video, the red guy on your graph would be below that line.
It
right?
would be 5,400 nautical miles away.
Let's talk about the video and what you showed, right? All those buckets were the same height, right? So the height of those buckets would be representing the surface of the Earth, okay? So your camera was below the surface of the Earth, which is not what we see in reality. That, you know, anyone below the surface of the Earth is going to see the sun disappear, whether it's moving away from us or the Earth is rotating. Because that's what you've shown. You've shown the position of someone buried several feet below the ground. If you were to raise the camera to the height of the bucket or just the height of the bucket, that sun would never go out of view.
So changing elevation does push the sun out further, your field of view out further, so you can see the sun set
Which matches
again.
the predictions of the globe, yeah. And
Ah,
doesn't make any sense.
so it was a flat surface showing that, so not a globe then.
Well, what you're showing is a flat surface.
Yeah,
And
which
my
just
point
demonstrated
is,
your
if
point
the
saying
surface was flat, right? If you were to show the representation of a flat surface by having the camera actually on that flat surface, that sun would never disappear, because on a flat Earth, the sun would never set. It could never set.
And
It's very simple.
I demonstrated it.
I have modelled this out personally, right? To have a look at this. So we've got 4 cameras of the same view here. One looking at the sun, one looking at the side, I suppose you could call that orthographic, one straight down, and one that's actually the view of the camera itself from where it is on the Earth. And it watches the sun go across the entire Earth. And I mapped this out to an accurate scale of how many miles the Earth is, and put the sun at about 1,000 miles up as just an arbitrary distance, right? And what it shows is that at no point whatsoever would the sun ever go out of view. Across the entire Earth. There's no reason, absolutely, the perspective would make the sun disappear.
Where's the convergence there?
I've got 4 views here on purpose because I'm taking perspective into account by showing it from the side and the front and everything.
Where's convergence shown there?
Describe what you mean by convergence.
I don't see convergence shown there. Perspective has convergence into it. And
Describe
where's
what
the
you mean by convergence.
It converges to your eye level, relative to eye level.
What does?
The object you're viewing in the distance is supposed to be converging relative to your eye level. That sun that you got in the top right,
If it got far enough away, then it may do that, but it's not getting far enough away. The sun, the top right view, okay? If you look at the top right view, that is what the person standing in North America would see looking at the sun.
Great. So
as the sun went all the way across the flat Earth to the other side of China. Right?
So this thing you just...
As you can see, the angle is getting lower and lower and lower. And if it kept going, there would be a point where the angle was very, very, very small. But at no point, and this is just making an assumption that the sun's about 1,000 miles up. I don't know an actual distance, but I could do this with any different height of the sun, and from the person viewing the sun, it would always be there.
Okay, and where's the refraction taken here? Where's the compression taken into account here?
Well,
Where's any optical effects? Because you don't even have convergence in here, which
the
already...
camera is an optical effect. The camera is optically seeing what the light would show.
There's no camera here.
There is no refraction. However, in general, refraction when you're looking up is very limited and wouldn't be a massive amount to take into account.
And what was your height on here?
So this is showing that optically, the sun would never disappear.
No, you don't even have convergence in there, so it makes this invalid. You don't have
There is
compression.
convergence, but
Where's-
the angle isn't getting low enough for it to
Where-
converge.
But then it's invalid. Show the distance it needs to
Why
get.
is it invalid? This is what a flat Earth would show.
I literally showed
If
convergence.
if the sun was
I-
1,000 miles up,
I just showed in a spray booth convergence at 7 meters. You trying to show something that doesn't even converge over 1,000 miles.
oh no, you showed a graph that makes stuff up, and you didn't show convergence.
I showed a demonstration in a paint booth. I showed a demonstration in a paint booth in 7 meters.
Again, you had the camera below the surface of the Earth.
Again, it
There
doesn't
was no
matter.
convergence. What there was the sun being blocked by the surface.
It wasn't
of the Earth
convergence. Did you
because
see those
your camera
lines?
was below the surface of the Earth.
Did you see those
My
lines?
camera is on the surface of the Earth.
Did you see those lines that I had on the screen? The way it said first position, second position, third position.
Yes.
Did it seem to have an apparent drop?
What do you mean an apparent drop? There was.
That's what
different
convergence
distances
is. That is what convergence is. It has an apparent drop relative to eye
Convergence
level.
is apparent drop.
Yes, just like if you look at light poles in a distance, it
Now,
appears
again,
to
right.
drop down to the
What do
convergence.
you understand about the fact that in your demonstration you had the camera below the surface of the Earth? So your observation is
straw manning.
invalid.
You
That's
literally
not, you don't see things from below the
you're
surface of
literally
the Earth.
fighting an argument I'm not even talking about. Ignore the paint cans or where my eye is. The argument
can't, because
is
that's what your video was.
no. The argument is based on reality. Things converge to a lower apparent altitude in the distance. You cannot deny this. This thing you are showing here does not have that convergence.
Apparent elevation angle, yeah, right.
This thing you are
And that's
showing
what's
here,
happening. If
this
you look
thing-
at my screen, right, Flatzoid, if you look at my screen, right, if you look at the bottom right one, okay, you can see how the
Orthographic view.
angle between the camera and the sun is getting smaller, right? It's getting smaller
Orthographic
and it's getting
view.
smaller. And if that sun, right, hold on, let me finish. If that sun kept going to the right, that angle would get smaller and smaller and smaller. Do we agree?
Again, your orthographic view is not perspective based. That's the whole point. That's why the graph I drew was
Yeah, but
trying
there's
to.
no way of representing what you're trying to show. I am representing reality.
So
you are
you-
representing you would like reality to be.
No, I literally showed
But I'm representing
demonstration.
reality
I
if
did.
the Earth was flat.
I did-
Obviously, the Earth isn't.
I did an actual demonstration on a flat surface, validating what I've been showing in my explanation of the graph. You have a computer generated thing here that does not even bring convergence into what you call perspective.
Of course it does. The things are convergent. This sun is, from the point of view, if you watch the one on the left, the top left, okay, it shows that the sun.
I'm sorry,
drops
but that's not
in
reality
the
what you're
sky,
showing
right?
here, Craig. That's not reality what you're showing because it doesn't show perspective.
It is showing perspective from many
Where's the
different angles.
convergence? Where's the convergence?
Again, the top right, the one showing
That's
the
not
sun,
convergence.
right, it is.
No, that's not convergence.
Let me explain how it is convergence, or what you say convergence is, because if you are the person viewing that sun, the sun is getting closer to the ground, okay? You can't see it in this angle because I've only got a limited amount of the camera that I could show to fit all four in. But if I was to make that camera angle wider, you could see the floor start to rise towards that sun on the top right as it gets further and further away.
Oh, the floor start
Right.
to rise. So the floor rises relative to eye level.
It would appear to rise as the camera followed the sun. The floor would appear to rise towards the sun as the sun appeared to drop towards the floor because of convergence. That's what that is showing. You just can't see the floor there because I just wanted to have a
Great.
camera focus.
Great.
on the
So
sun.
you
There wasn't enough.
concede then you concede then if we look over the ocean would converge upwards then. thus occulting the sun in the distance. Congratulations.
It would never cover it. It would never cover it. What happens with perspective is that things go towards a line. You know, what I suppose a lot of flat earthers call the vanishing point. Things above that line go down towards it, and things below that line go up towards it, but they never cross it. If the sun was a constant distance above the earth, moving directly away from us, it would never drop below the line of vanishing point, or whatever you want to call it.
You want to
What
prove?
happens?
Will you provide an
would
actual
happen
demonstration
is
for
I'm
that?
showing it.
No, would you provide an actual demonstration for that, where you actually show it in reality?
I'm
please?
And it's a bloody good demonstration.
That's
with 4
not a
different
demonstration. That's a computer program that you got there using orthographic view and calling it perspective. You do
There's
know this
more than
program.
orthographic here, there's
You
4
do know.
different views.
You do know this program you're using now is showing the orthographic, and it's literally that 3D view you're having there is showing it based on only angle movement, which is only orthographic, not perspective.
What about the ones that are directly above, the camera that's directly above, and the camera that's looking directly at the sun, which would be representative of your camera in the thing you showed with the buckets? It's the same thing.
I literally showed actual demonstration where it seems to be dropping downwards. None of these show
it
it
is
to...
dropping down. What you don't understand is that sun, from the point of view of the person looking at the sun in the top right, that sun would be dropping down, right? That's what would be happening from that point of view. The camera is shifting down with it, so it doesn't really
no,
show.
they
Maybe
keep...
I should have...
quickly-
Hold on, let me finish my point. Please. Right, if I kept that camera steady at this point, right? So, we let it start again. So
Okay,
if I kept that camera steady...
Can you just...
Right,
Okay,
but
this
let me finish. If I kept that camera steady on the top right, then that sun would drop down. But I've had the camera follow the sun. Okay? Does that make sense?
I literally got my cursor on the sun when it starts to when it goes in the distance. It does not drop below it. Oh shit! So not converging.
Listen to the words
All
I'm saying.
it is
right?
doing. Listen to my words. Listen to my words.
You strawmanned me, so let me finish. Let me
I
say
haven't
it again
strawmanned
so that you
anything.
understand,
I'm
right?
correcting you.
If I have kept the camera steady, which I have not, but if I kept the camera steady on that top right one at the initial point, then the sun would have dropped down in its position.
Ow!
But I have made the camera follow the sun instead.
So you just debunked your own argument.
Right.
So you had to literally change
Well,
your
that's
camera
my
angle.
entire point.
You had
is
to
that the
change
sun
your.
still never goes out of
You
view.
had to change your camera angle to keep it in view, guys.
All I did was follow the sun so that I could show that the sun never goes out of view.
And when you look at a sunset over the ocean, do you change your camera angle to look at it, or do you keep your camera at the same place and watch the sun move away in the distance?
I look directly at the sun.
Okay, and the sun moves away while you keep your... Let's put it this way. You put your camera on the beach on a tripod, and you leave it there, and
that's the point I did here, right? But
no.
What I want you to do, I want you to have a thought experiment here, right? And I want you to imagine if the top right there, if the camera stayed still instead of moving with the sun, what the sun would do. All right, can you do that? Get that in your head. Just imagine that the camera is stationary instead of moving with the sun. What would the sun be doing?
Again, like I was saying, so you're not showing...
Answer that one question. What would the sun be doing if that camera was stationary? Would it be dropping down in view? Yes or no?
Yes, based with the angles, but
there
it's
we
still...
go then, that's the point.
No,
right? So it
listen.
shows it does do convergence, like you say.
No, it's not.
Because the sun would be dropping down towards the horizon line, but what it also shows is that the sun would never, ever, ever actually go out of view. As you can see, if you look at the bottom right, the camera has a view of the sun the entire time.
Should I just end this?
There is no point where that camera doesn't see that
Should
sun.
I just end this straight away and say no one's ever claimed 1,000 to be at 1,000? What do you say? Kilometers up?
Well, Eric Dubay gave that exact figure.
Well, that's Eric
So,
Dubay. I'm not Eric Dubay. And secondly,
but again,
secondly,
I could do it at any arbitrary distance. It
and
doesn't matter.
secondly,
I could put it at 50 miles. I could put it at 10,000 miles. It
and
doesn't
secondly, this thing you're showing here is not perspective based. I would like you to actually do an actual demonstration instead of making straw man claims and straw man arguments.
Straw man's about this. This is showing what
was
happened
my
if the Earth was flat.
what was my argument? Oh yeah. Things show convergence
argument
down
was if
in the
you buried
distance.
underground,
Wait,
the sun would disappear, which I agree
listen.
with.
What was my original argument? The distances are physical, okay? The apparent
Distances are physical.
the
yeah.
apparent altitude change is apparent, just like my graph showed and my demonstration showed. Now you're trying to move on to something totally different, like going behind paint cans, which is not even the argument, which is not even, yeah, but that's not what I'm demonstrating here.
The
argument,
shows the camera
yeah.
being under the surface of the Earth, which
No.
isn't the representation. of
Again, that's a
reality.
straw man.
Give me your graph
The
or your representation.
argument is I can demonstrate in reality how things have convergence to apparently
Okay, I've
drop
got a
in the
challenge for you
distance
then.
while
Right.
while
I've
the
got a
distance
challenge for
stays physical. So the distance stayed physical, the apparent drop showed compression. Hence my graph was validated with actual demonstration.
No, again, because your demonstration showed the sun under the back camera underneath.
That's
the
got
surface of the
nothing
Earth.
to do
I've got
with
a
the
challenge for you,
argument.
right? Hold on. I've got a challenge for you, and that's to redo your demonstration with the camera just above the height of the buckets, right? Do that demonstration with the sun staying at the same height and moving it away, and I guarantee you, at no point will that sun be not visible.
You saw my greater thing before, remember?
I saw your what, sorry?
The grater demonstration
Your
I did before.
grater.
Yeah, the cheese grater demonstration. I called it the graterator. I made it, showed it having apparent drop, and I was level to it. Let's try and do that again. I'm going to try and bring it up
So,
quickly.
but I would like you to do that demonstration that you did.
I'm bringing it up now for you.
Right.
Don't worry. You know, unlike you guys, we actually do actual demonstrations and show it for the world. You
Yeah, I've
guys,
done lots of
you guys make
demonstrations. You guys-
claims. You guys like to make claims and not actually demonstrate it.
No, I demonstrate stuff all the time. You
Like,
guys just ignore it.
like a thing you just showed that doesn't actually have perspective into it. Okay, well done.
Yeah, because 3D modeling software doesn't have perspective, of course not.
Do they take refraction into account? Do they take compression into account?
Again, the amount of refraction looking up at the sun is very, very minimal. So it doesn't really
That's
matter.
bullshit. I mean, you do know when, especially when it gets lower to the horizon, there's things like Fresnel
When it gets
lensing.
lower to the horizon, yes, but as I showed, if the Earth was flat and the sun was 1,000 miles up,
So what happens? What
it would-
happens when
it
something
would
gets?
horizon.
So what happens when something gets closer to the horizon with convergence, and there's a thicker atmosphere with refraction? Would it give the sun the apparent drop it needed?
well, refraction tends to lift things up.
Yeah, the horizon, because it's closer to you.
Most things at distance are
It
refraction tends
lifts
to
the
lift it up.
horizon, and because it's got a larger angle closer to you, it lifts the horizon over the further away, further away,
It lifts
small
everything
angle.
up. Yeah, not just the horizon. Refraction in general lifts everything up on Earth.
So
That's
you
what
just
we see.
debunked your whole black swan argument as well. Congratulations, because you
Oh,
guys
I-
claim
What?
you guys claim.
It explains why you can see the bloody horizon, because refraction lifts it up.
So but the horizon was still behind it, even though it was getting blocked.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because it was lifted. Refraction was
So-
happening to all of the light coming from the horizon and the rigs, because refraction happens, and we can literally model out the refractive index and show how that would happen with certain variations to the air density.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. There we go.
10 minutes, and then we'll open it up to other people, guys. And you're welcome, MC2. Just before we go on, Flatzoid, I just want to ask you, how do you feel? You're doing that right now, so I'll ask you when you get back. 'cause you
Yeah, guys, it's amazing how he is literally dying out here. He's
what
keep
we're
on
looking at here.
conceding his
Level.
different arguments.
What's level?
This guy is literally, yeah. He doesn't know what optics is, does he? That's for sure.
A hole. I just see the word level on a hole.
Listen to his. Oh shit! It's already dropping. There we go. It's already dropping. Let's go back
I
in
don't
there.
think you know what level means.
Hey, so you just saw that. It just dropped below the eye level.
Don't think you know what eye level isn't the same as the horizon or the vanishing point.
Are you stating that the horizon is not relative to eye level?
No, it's not, because horizon drops the higher you get.
Again, you just spoke about perspective, how the floor, the horizon rises relative to eye level, and now you are backpedaling and saying it doesn't.
I'm saying anything in the distance with conversion rises up to it, looks like it rises up to a point. But the actual point of the horizon, if you have something that has a level, right, as you rise in distance, in elevation, sorry, the horizon drops. That's my
So
point.
what happened with my cheese grater
How
now?
far away you are, the horizon will always drop when you raise an elevation.
So what happened with my cheese grater now? I literally showed it being level, that hole that you saw there with a level, and as it moved...
What did you have the reference for level?
You saw it in the beginning there. I literally had it. You literally saw it in the beginning.
Did you have something like an app or something that shows if it's, vertical or anything, or
yeah,
did you just assume
I literally showed it on screen in the beginning. The phone sitting level.
Did you have something? Yeah, you had an arrow that says level. But what
before
did you have on the phone?
Before that, I literally had it showing it to be level. Must I bring it on screen again where I show it showing its level? Okay, I'm going to bring it up again and show you. Okay, there we go. Let me just share screen for 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
There, guys, 0 degrees level.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I see what your point is. Yeah. Yeah, and so but then what have you got in reference to that camera that shows that that's like level with the,
This was the second.
And there's no reference that is like your vanishing point in the distance. Things will drop towards the vanishing point in the distance, and your eye level isn't the vanishing point.
So things do not converge relative to your eye level then, Craig?
What are you talking about?
Perspective. I thought you're supposed to know what you're talking about.
If you were like in that video you showed of the camera and the cheese grater, right? If there was a point in the distance that we chose that was in line with eye level, then you would see that hole would never drop below that point. If you had a tangent between the two.
So when we look
you had no reference of the two. You just had, here is a camera and something moving away. You didn't.
There was the reference.
You need 2 points of reference to say that something's dropping below.
There was a point of reference. That eye level I showed you.
One point of reference. That was the camera.
The camera was. I literally drew on the screen in that hole that you saw there. It was the eye level of the camera right in front of it.
So where was the next reference point to show that thing wasn't dropping below that level line? Because remember, that level line with your convergence will also drop down, right?
Convergence only goes relative to eye level. The thing with that cheese grater,
right.
the thing with the cheese grater
will drop down into the distance, right?
The thing with the cheese grater, remember when people like to say shit shrinks, and because of its proportionalities, that's why it dropped relative below the eye level of the camera, which you said is impossible.
No, I didn't.
But you just said on your diagram thing that
if you've got a reference point, right, then the things are never going to drop below that. So if you have your camera above the level of those buckets, that sun will never disappear below that level. But if you're starting at the level of the camera and then moving things away, then of course it's going to drop down from that point looking out. But if something starts above the level of the camera, ever going to disappear below the level of the camera as it goes into the distance.
Okay, so let's do it this way then. When you look at a sunset,
what you did, right, hold on. So what you did, right, was the complete opposite to the first demonstration.
No.
In this one, you had the camera and the hole, which would be representing the surface of the Earth, moving away, right? So that shows it would drop down. But with the other one, you had the camera below the surface of the Earth, which is not what we see in reality, watching the sun move vertically away. So both representations show the different thing in the same way, what we expect, and actually debunks your point.
Okay, let's go look at it this way. Now, when you stand at the beach with your camera on a tripod now, and you're waiting for the sun to go and cause a sunset, it's moving above you, correct? Into the distance.
Yeah, because we're rotating away.
The further it goes away, it's going to drop in apparent altitude to the
But it doesn't
apparent.
go away because it doesn't get smaller. It just drops in
It
altitude.
does actually get smaller even on a heliocentric model. I think it's like 0.001 degrees or something. But anyway, that's caused by parallax because it's so far away. Which, yeah, but it's because it's so far away.
It would be a lot more.
No, that's just a straw man.
Yeah.
And an idiotic claim.
It's not. It would be a lot more.
I can take two planes at different altitudes flying on top of each other. The one at the bottom will get smaller in altitude before the other one because of parallax. Distance makes a difference because of the percentage difference in distance. But anyway, back to what I was saying with the sun going
away, it appears to get smaller. That has been your point the entire time, and that does not happen with the sun the way you would expect it to do with a local sun.
Yes, it is. It's the same as a mountain that's 100 kilometers away compared to a mountain that's 20 kilometers away. If you drive away, the one that's 100 kilometers away doesn't change. Listen, it changes in less angular size change compared to the one that's 50 kilometers away because of parallax.
There's one thing with the sun. There's no parallax involved.
The sun is moving the whole time, so the vantage point changes constantly. That's parallax.
Wait,
is the sun not moving now?
Would stop an angular size change of the sun.
No, the percentage change.
Right, Flatzoid, I don't know why you're trying to deny this fact. Something that is local, like the sun would be on a flat Earth, moving away from us would have a significant drop in angular size. That does not happen in reality.
Okay, prove it. Take something, let's say, like your 1,000 kilometer away, something, and prove that it would change.
I'll prove it right now.
Is that 1,000 kilometers? Is that 1,000 kilometers away, Craig?
I am saying that as things move away, they will reduce in angular size. And if the sun is local...
But you're not listening to what I'm saying.
If we're going to take an average flat Earth thing of, say, 3,000 miles, which was the first claim I heard from actually Nathan Oakley and co. So if you do the calculations of a sun being 3,000 miles up, the angular size change will be 3.7 times throughout the day. And it does not happen.
And I don't claim 3,000 miles, but you making a claim, let's say 3,000 miles,
or
1,000. So I would like you.
So
I would like you to go and do an actual demonstration of something 3,000 miles away, changing in angular size.
Right.
Physically.
How high up is the sun for you, Flatzoid? How high up is the sun for you?
I don't know. Can't validate that. I've never made a claim how high it is. But the point is, it's got to do with. No, my argument is valid because you're straw manning me.
Angular size, right?
That globe
of 3,000 miles, which is an average range of flat earthers.
Can you stop over talking me?
3.7 times change.
Can you stop talking of me? That globe thing you just had in front of your face would have a total different impact if it was
the globe.
Yeah, it's a toy. Anyway, if it was that same thing was 100 kilometers away, would you have the same angular size change when it moves in the distance?
You would have a angular size change.
Would it have the same one?
No, it would be
less, thank you. Less. So if the sun is, let's say...
What you would expect of the sun is at least a 3.7 times angular size change. Because as things get further away, they change in size. But that isn't what happens in reality.
Okay, and...
Same with the moon. Here's the moon.
Great, so...
If the Earth was flat,
why are you trying to move stuff and strawmans that I've never made, Craig?
Well, I'm just flat Earth in general. You don't give a figure, so I'm having to make one for you.
No, you're literally making what you believe flat Earth to be, so you are creating your own straw man.
Well, no, I don't have any beliefs of flat Earth because I don't think a flat Earth exists. But I'm not straw manning because I have been told that.
Do you know what a straw man is?
Not specifically you.
Do you know what a straw man is?
Yes, is when I'm not having an argument that's in my opponents. However, I have been told by flat earthers that is the case. So I am not straw manning flat Earth because
we can test this out.
Has no definitive figures to be able to straw man.
We can test this out. Take a mountain that's 100 kilometers away. Take its angular size.
Now drive.
Okay. Now drive 100 kilometers away further. Now you are 200 kilometers away from that mountain. What is the angular size change?
How big 2 times the arctic energy over 2r. You can use that to figure out how big the it would appear to be based on how far away you are.
Great. Was that percentage as great as a mountain that was now 20 kilometers away from you and you drove that 100 kilometers away?
Do the maths and tell me.
No, it's a simple question. Now, you had the mountain 20 kilometers away when you looked at that one 100 kilometers away.
Obviously, there is going to be a smaller change in angular size as something is further away.
Now the sun,
but there isn't.
Now the sun is what? Far away, Craig. So the percentage of change would be what?
Correct.
So the percentage of change would be what?
93 million miles away, it would be really, really tiny, like 0.00001%. But if it was local, anything within, say, 100,000 miles, it would be significantly larger and able to be observed with the naked eye.
I love how you make claims without being able to back it up, though.
Well, mathematically, if it was within 100,000 miles, there would be an observable change that you would be able to see. If it was 100,000 miles away, it would be something like a 0.8% change throughout the day, which would be something you could notice.
Great. So, and that's taking atmospheric effects into account?
Again, if you're looking up at the sun, you don't really see many atmospheric effects.
That's bullshit.
Unless it's at the horizon, and that's why it gets squished and stuff when it gets to the horizon. But throughout the day, as you're watching it rise and go over you, and you can take pictures of it throughout the whole day, the angular size change is what you would expect with the sun about 93 million miles away.
Okay, so if this...
on the flat Earth, unless on the flat Earth the sun is also 93 million miles away, there's nothing on the flat Earth.
Do you understand how angle of incidence works? Do you understand how angle of incidence works?
Angle of incidence in refraction, yes, I do. A change in that in density or temperature changes the refractive index.
And does that magnify an apparent size of something?
Does that magnify an apparent size? No, an angle of incidence doesn't magnify an apparent size.
Oh, is that so? Then why, when you take a cup of water and stick a straw in it or a pencil, that pencil looks fat?
That's a result of the surface of the glass, not an angle of incidence change of refraction. The angle of incidence change shows you that the pencil goes from looking straight to looking crooked. Usually like that. That's the angle of incidence. The reason why the pencil looks fatter is because of the curve of the glass that you're looking at through.
Great. So the sun can have that apparent change to keep it looking about the same,
so
because of optical
curve.
Remember, when you observe the sun, when you observe the sun.
So we're outside a curved cylinder of liquid that the sun is in.
Sorry,
is that right?
Sorry. You just literally said you can have, in the beginning, your hand is refracted through the atmosphere. Now the sun cannot be refracted through the atmosphere.
I never said the sun wasn't refracted.
You're fighting against the refraction now.
No, I'm not.
You are. You just literally said...
how is explaining to you how refraction works fighting against it?
So the sun does have angle of incidence due to refraction, correct?
Yeah, but a tiny, tiny, tiny amount until it reaches
so that would change its apparent size as well, correct?
No, it would not change its apparent size because angle of incidence change doesn't change the apparent size of something, it changes the apparent position.
And that pencil you just had in a glass of water, it changed its apparent size as well, so now it doesn't.
Sorry, flirt reset just happened there. I explained to you why. That's because you're looking through a curved surface of the glass. Like this glass here, right? If I had a pencil in it and it was changing, the pencil would look bigger because of the curved surface of the glass and the shape of the liquid inside of it.
Okay, and your
because
camera?
of the curved surface of
And
the
your
mask.
and your camera's
And
lens?
the sun,
And your camera's lens that
Sorry?
you're looking at the sun, is it curved?
okay, I've still got a lens here, but the sun is not within a cylinder of fluid to make it change in size. It is not the angle of incidence change that changes the apparent size of something. That only changes the apparent position.
So does
You
your
have
does
made
your
up
glasses
there.
does your glasses magnify things based on
No,
its
my glasses
angle?
do not magnify things. My glasses change the apparent position of things so I can see.
So they don't magnify. So if you take your glasses off now and stick it to a page with words on it, is it not going to magnify those words?
Do you see any magnification?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Really? Like,
definitely.
me there with no glasses in front of it, and there's my glasses.
It
Where's the
changes.
magnification?
It literally has it, Craig.
Right, look at my head and map out where it is, and now where is the magnification for my glasses? There's no magnification, it becomes a little bit more blurred.
Yeah, you might need to get your eyes checked, mate.
I'll do it this way so it's showing through what I would see. There's without it, and there's with it. There is no magnification, it just makes it so that I can see by refracting the light a little. It doesn't change the size of things. A magnifying glass does that because of the shape of the lens.
You're just going totally against what refraction is, but great, congratulations, because now you're just telling us. Wait. You claim that we see the pencil growing in angular size due to the curvature of the glass. So now your glasses don't do the same thing to you. So in other words, you're contradicting yourself.
No, again, my glasses aren't changing the size of things. They aren't. I don't wear my glasses so that things look bigger. I wear them so that things look clearer. Do you realize that looking clearer and looking bigger are different things, right? Please tell me you understand that.
No, go ahead.
You do
Corrective
understand that
lenses.
looking clearer and bigger are different things, right?
Corrective lenses will cause objects and print to appear slightly larger than life. The opposite occurs with glasses near-sightedness. Do you have nearsighted glasses?
I'm long-sighted.
Okay,
sorry,
thank
I am
you.
nearsighted.
They make images appear slightly smaller. So
Am I bigger?
are you nearsighted or?
But again, the glasses, right, are actually slightly curved, right? So if I show the bottom of the glasses there's more of a distortion, right, than right in the middle. More of a distortion right at the edge as I turn it than the middle.
You do
Right,
know
but
that.
looking right through the center, it doesn't change how big things are, because otherwise everything will be bigger to me. Things are clearer.
When something changes the angle of incidence of light, does it change the relative size of something?
No.
So the
Angle
glasses.
of incidence is just where the position is changed.
So the light's position does not change how you see something.
It doesn't make things look bigger or smaller. It makes them look, that changes their apparent position.
Which causes it to look apparently bigger or smaller because it has changed its
No, raising
position.
up or down doesn't make it look bigger or smaller.
So when you guys have this large refraction that you guys love to talk about, and you see
Yeah, refraction changes the
it
position, not the size.
magnifies a certain aspect of it, does that not happen now?
No, again, it's not magnification, it's refraction. They're different things.
Glasses refract. Refraction causes magnification, does it not?
You can use refraction to make magnification a thing if you're changing everything about the path of the light, but refraction, the angle of incidence changes the apparent position, not the apparent size. You have to have a change in the size of the lens, the thickness of the lens and everything to be able to change the apparent size of things. And an incidence change because of the medium isn't something that causes a changing size. For instance, the glass inside of a magnifying glass doesn't have different densities throughout. That glass is the same density throughout, but the shape of the magnifying glass is what is causing the magnification. there's only one incidence change because the glass's density is uniform throughout.
Great. So glasses are not curved now.
Well, yeah, they are slightly curved so that they can adjust everything, make it properly. But again,
and camera lenses,
that's because of the shape of the lens, not because of the angle of incidence change. The angle of incidence change is the thing that's making me allowed to be able to see things clearer. It's the shape of a lens that would magnify something.
Great. So you're just going against what you just said.
The shape of the lens.
Because
refraction, as we know, is an incidence change, right? It is when there's a change in density or temperature, right? That's what refraction is, yeah? You agree?
Through a medium, two mediums.
Yeah, so do you agree when there is, I just want a yes or a no here, do you agree that refraction is an angle of incidence change, right? So going from one density to another, yeah?
Through a barriered medium, yeah.
Yeah, right? So a magnifying glass, does the density of that glass change throughout the glass, throughout the lens on the magnifying glass? Is it one density or is it multiple densities?
It's the same density, it's just thickness change.
Right, okay, so how many angle incidence changes has there been for the light going into that magnifying glass?
It's the angle that changes from every angle it goes. That's what an incident angle is. It's when it's...
Yeah, so how many is there when it goes to the magnifying glass? Because the magnifying glass is one density, okay? So it's going from one density, the air, if we assume that air is a constant because it's, very little change, right? So it's going through one density, the air, to another density within the magnifying glass. How many changes of instance has there been?
One. Compared to one angle. One angle. But there's more than one.
One angle incidence change, okay?
To
Not
one,
multiple.
yeah.
One angle.
No, listen,
change,
it depends. Right? Remember, there's different angles coming all at the same time to that same magnifying glass. That's why it concentrates all those angles to a single
point.
All
the light coming in only has one angle of incidence change, right?
That's why it changes all those different angle of incidences to one point.
Yeah, so each
guides it.
So every single photon of light go into that magnifying glass. How many angle of incidence changes is there?
Many.
One.
No,
one. For each single photon, there is one.
Listen, just like...
Unless we get into quantum mechanics, but that's a bit different.
Okay, but just like your camera that's looking at the sun, that lens...
no, don't think the sun. We're talking about magnifying glass.
This is that point the whole time. This is the point. You've been contradicting yourself the whole time.
Magnifying glass, right? Because this is the important point.
And the camera
Right,
lens is not like a magnifying glass.
Right, hold on. I'm wrong because there's more than one. There's two. There's one as it enters and there's one as it exits. There's two angle incidence changes. That's it. The reason the magnifying glass magnifies things is because of the shape of the lens, not because of the refractive conditions changing.
Listen, what is the original argument here? We go to where it changes the angular size due to refraction of the lens, correct?
And as I've just shown, that refraction isn't the thing that changes it, it's the shape of the lens.
Nice.
Now,
what is the shape of the lens? What is the shape of... Wait, quickly. Just right? The last thing. What is the shape of the lens of your camera?
Which one?
The one you usually look at the sun with.
Well, I've got a few different lenses that go on it. Some are convex, some are concave.
Great. And do they all give different...
Depends what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and do they all give different apparent effects?
Yeah, and lenses magnify stuff. We can zoom in and things with them.
Thank you for making my point after listening to you blabble on for the last 10 minutes.
But again, that's not refraction. That's not the angle of incidence change. That's zooming in. And they're different things. Right, anyway, let's open up the... Toon is going to love me for what I've just done. You're welcome, MC Toon. Before we open up the panel, I did want to ask you, Flatzoid, how do you feel about having your official nomination in for Top Left Award 2023?
I think it doesn't really bother me because it's immature and childish. So it doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, come on, it's fun. It's just funny. Are you going to come and accept your award if you win? I don't want you to win. I want Witsit to win. Toon's pushing hard for you. But if you do win, will you come and accept your award?
Yes, I will. Okay. Just because it's Charles.
Because the winner, we're actually getting a T-shirt printed with the top left award on, right? And if the winner wants it, we will send it to them to accept it, right?
100%.
But here's the thing, right? When you read the rules like this, it makes very, very specific that this is a joke.
Okay.
The whole thing is a joke. Yes, we're pointing fun at flat earthers because that's what we do, but we hope that even the flat earthers involved realize that this whole thing is a joke.
No stress, I know it's just a joke. That's what I said. It's just immature, but it's fine. I would come and accept
what's wrong with being immature? Who wants to fucking grow up, right?
Yeah. But that was
anyway,
interesting.
You had someone that wanted to ask me something.
I didn't see anybody really wanting to ask anything. Do you guys want to ask Craig something? Do send your super chats. I'm sure Craig's going to do the same now.
Well, I'm going to open up the panel. I'm going to invite people in, so you can do the same. Just put the Zoom link.
Okay. Okay, I can give them the Zoom link. Okay.
Okay.
I've got to find it. Where do I? I'll just give the one you sent me on.
Yeah.
I'll just send that one.
So, people in my chat, if you would like to come in and ask Flatzoid or any of Flatzoid's crew some questions, please come in. I'll bring you in one at a time. You'll go into a waiting room when you join. And if you've got a question for Flatzoid or for others, then please come in. I know that these things can get heated, but please try and stay respectful. To a point. A bit of banter is fine. Flatzoid knows I think he's an idiot, and I know he thinks I'm an idiot. That's all.
Yeah, at least we know.
Yeah. If you're coming in, have fun, but try and keep it respectful, and stuff as much as possible, and we should have some fun. But I thought when I came in, you said you had someone that wanted to ask me a question about Earth's rotation.
Oh yeah, Michael, but he left already though. He said he couldn't take it anymore.
You can come back.
I think he went to sleep. But yeah, guys, I did put the link in the chat. If you guys want to pop in and come and talk, do feel free.
Right. Oh, we've got quite a few people joining already. We're bringing them in one at a time. Right.
Shot.
Eric.
Yes, McDude, why is it giving me the Discord link there? I'm trying to give the...
Right. What I'll do is I'll go over to your
oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it's giving me the Discord one. Oh no, there we go. I think that's working now. There, guys, that should work. You don't need Discord. You can just go straight to Zoom, mate. That is the link for Zoom. Yeah.
Okay, so we had someone join. Who was that?
Eric.
Yeah. Eric, hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Eric. Welcome.
Hey. So I have a question for Flatzoid. So this is actually dealing with the stars, and that was a while ago. You guys were talking about Polaris, but in history, ancient Greece was actually able to see the Southern Cross, but now it can't anymore, and that's due to the Earth's precession. But the flat Earth model doesn't explain that at all. Do you have any explanation for that?
Yeah, can you validate that was even the truth?
Yeah, because there's a lot of historical evidence, and they actually have, I don't have it on my screen right now, but there is stuff from Greece where they have recorded the Southern Cross.
Well, the stuff from people from Greece.
He's not just
people from Greece even recorded demigods and things happening, so I wouldn't really take it as evidence.
He's talking about like sailors and stuff. Sailors in ancient Greece, noted that they could see Polaris from their position. It was right on the horizon, but they noted that they could see it, and there is reports of being able to see that from times of ancient Greece.
But like I said, can you actually validate this?
Validate anything from ancient Greece, right? So let's, for the purposes of the conversation, make the assumption that there are those reports and they're correct. What would the explanation be on the flat Earth?
It's a lie.
Okay, I just said to make the assumption that it's correct, right? Just for the purposes of the conversation.
What do the assumption was probably hectic refraction, as you guys like to say.
All right. Well, another thing for precession is that it is a long cycle for it, and from precession, in the past, the star Vega used to be the pole star, and it will be again eventually.
Every 1,000 years or something, correct?
Earth. It's 26,000.
26,000 years.
Yeah.
So how did anybody?
26,000.
So how did anybody record this in history?
Well, in history, I mean, I don't know exactly if there's even history going back to where Vega was the pole star, but I mean, you can do calculations of the precession.
Based on how far it's in recent history, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's reports from 800 AD of the North Celestial Point being devoid of stars, which would indicate that 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 years ago, that Polaris wasn't the North Star at that point. In fact, there was no North Star.
Yeah,
That's
and
interesting.
I think 14,000 years ago was Vega.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And nobody can validate this because no one was around to know it.
Well, back then, no, but we can tell that precession is going on through observation still. It's very little that we can see at the moment because it is a 26,000 year period.
But that's kind of
there is a calculation you can do for the precession
Yeah, but
cycle, how long it is. That's how we know it's 26,000 years.
But you see, sorry, I'm just saying, but you see, that's based on your belief and using circular reasoning, begging the question of your model that it has that. It's not based on actual observation. It's based on calculations because of your model belief.
But I mean, it's based on. But you can base precession off of, like I gave the example of the Southern Cross, and that is actual, like factual. I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but there is reports. I mean, that I think it could even be seen from parts of North America as well, not like the U.S., but I think parts of Mexico could see it as well in the past. And sorry if you guys can hear my cat meowing. It's almost time for dinner for her.
No stress. Well, it's nice talking to you, Eric. I
Yeah,
actually want to look more into that. So yeah, thanks. I have heard of the argument before, but I haven't really looked into it that much. But I think I'll look more into it. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely look into Greece with the Southern Cross. All right, see you.
Cool, thanks, man.
Right, thank you. Right. Now, so that was someone on my side. Flatzoid, do you see anyone in the chat in the waiting room that's on your side?
Oh, I don't even look. Where's the waiting room here?
If you go into Zoom and click on participants, it'll show you.
Oh, there we go. Okay. No, it's just showing me and you. Is my link even working, guys? Anybody want to come ask?
See a bunch of people on my side then.
Yeah, you can send another one in while we're waiting. Guys, click the link if you want to ask Craig something.
I'm going to go into your chat and I'll pop the Zoom link in there so people can see as well. I've got quite a few people from my side waiting, so I'm going to bring Brenda in just one sec.
Okay.
All right, guys, there's the Zoom link on Flatzoid Choice.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, right. Brenda. Brenda's always fun.
Yeah. I don't see her in yet. There she go.
Right. Yeah, just joining.
Hello, Brenda.
Hey, Brenda, how you doing? Brenda.
Yes, I'm here.
There
Can
we
you
go.
hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I would like to ask Flatzoid a question, if I could, please.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Flatzoid, you mentioned something about parallax, and I don't understand what you mean by parallax. And could you help me out here and explain what parallax is to me?
It's just got to do with your vantage point changes your incident angle, and that changes the parallax. Like when you look up at a, how can I put it? I'm trying to see if I can get a good image enough for it. Let's take a glass of water, for instance. You know that people love to take the bottle of water to show it level kind of thing. If you look at it dead on, you see it at an angle of incidence. Now, when you look at it from the bottom, it changes that angle of incidence to the horizon line of that. And from the top, it also changes. That's parallax. Because you're changing...
Parallax,
because you're
changing the angle?
Because you're changing your vantage points, yeah. You have to have more than one vantage point. So like the
So
sun.
if I look, if I have, so let me get this straight. So if I have a glass of water on the table and I put my eye level with the top of the water, is that parallax?
Only once you've changed your to a new vantage point.
Oh, so then if I raise my head up and then I can see down at the surface of the glass of the water in the glass, then the difference there, that's parallax? It's
Yeah.
a different angle of incidence?
Yeah.
That's parallax.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so I understand what you mean by parallax now.
Just like
That's not
when,
what I thought it was.
just like when the sun moves away, it's moving constantly, so you're having a new observation angle. So it's parallax.
Right. And for you, that means parallax.
Not for me, that's what parallax is. Just like
okay.
even when you take, let's say, Rhetoric and Astronomy Live, when they tried to measure with the ISS, they went, I think, like 700 meters apart from each other. They had different vantage points. So that's parallax.
And you're very confident in that, aren't you?
Yes.
Very.
Very yes.
good. Can I ask you a question? Would you please unblock me? You blocked me, and I don't know why.
Because you lied live on stream, and I warned you, and you still went in.
I did not.
Well,
Number
now you're
one,
lying again because we have it live on stream.
I didn't hear you, right? You may have heard from your end, but on my end, I didn't hear you, and I don't believe I lied. You might believe I lied, but I don't think I lied.
Okay, then I'm going to tell you this. Go back on that stream that you're on and watch it over.
Okay, maybe I'll publish a video showing what I think happened.
Great.
Great.
I don't. Sounds interesting.
It seems trivial, kind of. It's a personal thing, but I think the parallax. I think the parallax was much more interesting.
Yeah. So
yes.
This when we say parallax, this is what I mean, right? So I hold my vape and this lighter in line with each other, okay? Right? Move them far away, but as I move this way, even though I'm keeping them in line, it looks like the lighter is moving faster than the vape.
Parallax,
right?
parallax. Congratulations, yeah.
So the parallax is the difference in the two, and that isn't what you said.
Vantage point changing. Yeah, that's what parallax is, mate. Thank you. Is the vantage point changing?
You said parallax.
That
You said
is.
parallax was just looking at the sun moving away.
It changes
What's
vantage
your
point.
reference to the sun?
If the
Because
sun,
like I was showing, there's two things, right? So you've got the vape and the lighter. So for you, you've got the sun, and what else? What are you comparing it to for the parallax?
when you see a sunset, you have the ocean, don't you? Or a mountain, or grass, or whatever. You
You're
don't just
comparing
have the sun in your field of view. You have many things in your field of view.
That's not what parallax is.
Craig, I get worried about your health.
Yeah, me too.
I get worried. Take it easy.
Oh, I have someone on the panel apparently, guys. No, I
Yeah,
don't.
okay,
No, I
okay.
don't.
Thank you, Flatzoid.
Thank you,
Thank you
Brendan.
very much. Thank you.
Someone's saying I do have them on the panel, but I don't see anybody here.
What's their name?
I know, I'm just going to copy the all again. Maybe it's just not working. Let's try. I'm going to copy it direct from here. Guys, if you guys let me on the panel. JP says he wants to come on. There's the link again, Mr. JP.
JP. Yeah, JP's in the waiting room. I'll let him in now.
Oh, is he there? Okay.
Yeah. He's just joining, just waiting for his audio to connect.
But I'm still enjoying
JP
this.
needs to connect.
Hey,
There we
JP.
go. There's JP. Hey, JP, I remember you. You were on Bruce Sanchez's the other day.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, JP. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, good to be on the panel. Flatzoid, this is the first time I heard of you, man, and it was telling me about the debate, and I went to go see your brother. Hey, oh yeah, hey, I'm rocking with you, my man.
Shot, mate.
Hey, good shit all the way around, big boss. But yeah, I want to get you in contact with Bro Sanchez, man. It's Flat Earth all 2023.
Awesome, yeah, for sure.
But
Awesome, yeah, for sure.
hell yeah. But one last time, I wanted Craig to confirm what he was saying about the lenses. So at the very end, you undoubtedly said the lenses do magnify, but you were saying that your glasses didn't magnify when they were trying to make the point. All throughout the debate, I just want you to know, you rerun this back, you're going to see how many times you contradicted yourself with what you said. Flatzoid, I like the way you was coming at him with the questions, my man. One of my biggest proofs again was like the black swan at 1 foot. Then they tried to put the refraction on it. Then you go all the way out to Mount Canada, 156 miles out, and you can still see these things in the long range photography. The great
I think that's the point of the lens. A lot of echo with you in there. The lens, the magnification isn't the refraction, that's the shape of the lens. But my lenses, the reason I wear these isn't to magnify things, it's so that I can see things. Because of the shape of the lens, at the top or the bottom, there's a little bit of magnification. But when you're looking straight at it like normal, things aren't bigger for me than they are for other people.
When you rewind back,
the same size.
When you rewind this back again, you're gonna see you just contradict yourself yet again. You just said they magnify. Earlier you said they didn't magnify.
Again, I've said if you like I was pointing out, look at my head now, and then you look at it like this, there's no magnification. There's no change in size, right? But if you bring the lens down to the, if I twist it so you can see like the edges, but the bit that I look through, the main bit, there's no magnification. Things aren't bigger for me when I put my glasses on. Because refraction doesn't cause magnification. They're different things, and that was the point of the argument.
Gotcha. Hey, man.
Hey, why did Bro Sanchez boot up after calling me a liar?
Fight the flat earth, man. You keep having these debates, you're going to become a flat earther pretty soon.
Dude, I'm 800 in, 700 in, so I don't think so. Because I debunked every flat earth argument ever. I mean, I've destroyed Brother Sanchez so hard, he's blocked me now.
Brother, I remember you was in a debate talking about your cardiovascular system and your digestive system was separate.
Yeah, I know, hilarious. Nate, someone said that they are connected, and they're not connected systems; they're interactive.
And you were trying to defend the fact that astronauts could literally survive in space and all this.
Yeah,
their digestive system is literally shut down. Is what you were saying.
No, I never said that.
Brother, I ain't gonna lie. I don't really know too much about you, but I've seen the last couple of debates. You're laughable at best. I'm sorry to tell you.
That's because you're too thick to understand things. That's not my fault.
Okay, well, you know what? I won't go with jabs. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I really am. So I'm gonna go with intellectual things. So the biggest thing that,
tell me why Brother Sanchez called me a liar and then blocked me.
Because I believe that I'll tell you exactly. So there was some guys coming on explaining about the air pressure or whatnot and going to the south. These arguments I don't really care about, but that's what the context was. And then there was a professor or something like that came in and actually corrected the globe earthers, but you were trying to say that the globe earthers weren't corrected by the professor.
Yeah, so none of the globe earthers in that stream said anything opposite to the professor. The professor said if they did say that, then they were wrong. So I've gone back through that stream and I've clicked every time that they were talking about it, and they all said, including me, the same thing as the professor. Your question. So Brother Sanchez called me a liar, and hold on. Brother Sanchez called me a liar and then wouldn't let me respond, and then booted me for wanting to respond. Why is he so emotionally immature?
You know what? I'm gonna be very honest with you. Well, after that debate, I did tell Brother Sanchez that I wish he would have let you stay on. But shit, I can't tell you what the man.
Because if you watch that debate, right, you'll see that I was nothing but respectful, right?
Much and don't let people respond. Shut up. I'm sorry. Like, you make it hard not to be respectful. Like, I'm trying to talk to you.
I'm sorry. Carry on. Sorry. Carry on.
Goodness gracious. You asked me why he kicked you off, and I was telling you the exact reason. In his mind, at that exact time when the professor said that he was correcting the other guys, and you were trying to defend that he wasn't saying that, that's why he kicked you off. Whether that happened or not, I didn't go back and view that exact part, so maybe you're right. but that's the exact reason he kicked you off.
Do you think it's fair that I didn't get a chance to defend myself?
I mean, like I said, that's not defending the globe or the flat earth. So, and I know there's people on the call that actually want to do that. So I'll get to that. One of the biggest things that got me on flat earth, right, was the simple fact that globe earth, they hold themselves to the fact that they have made a circumference of 24,000 miles with a diameter of, a radius of 3959. When flat earthers constantly kill the spherical geometry of that and what you are supposed to see, if indeed we are on a ball and these things are over the curve of the earth, the best thing that y'all have to say is, indeed, you're not supposed to see this on a globe. Indeed, you're not. But there's a such thing as refraction, which basically brings it back up exactly to the horizon. And that happens no matter if you're at 1 foot, it does it there. It does it at 3 foot, 8 foot, all the way out to 200 foot. And guess what they say in science? We could actually refract things indefinitely.
Yeah, refraction's a thing. If the refractive index was correct, then it would, if you could have a certain refractive index.
That's what got me on flat earth. And until y'all can come up with a better reason than that, I promise you nothing.
Why would I need a better reason than the actual explanation? It's not my fault that you don't accept the explanation because you don't understand it, but that is the explanation.
So basically what you're saying is that Earth could prospectively or visually look as a flat Earth because refraction will let this thing refract literally forever.
If the refractive index was correct, then it would...
Stop cutting me off.
I'm responding to you.
However far that you say that you can see, it's not because you actually see that. It's because it's being refracted to you.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? You don't see things. You see the light that has bounced off of things, all right? Do you understand that?
So if somebody flew a
Wait. Stick with that one question. Do you understand the concept that you don't see things? You see the light that has bounced off of something and then come towards your eyes. Do you understand that concept?
Yeah, of the thing, yes.
Yeah. So, hold your hand out in front of you, right? You aren't literally seeing your hand. You are seeing the light that has bounced off of your hand and come to your eyes. And then it's gone in your eyes.
No, you're seeing your hand. You're seeing your hand.
No, you're seeing the light coming off of your hands because you don't see things. Correct. You see light.
I
right?
don't deny that light comes off your hands, but you're seeing.
Right. So what you are seeing is the light that has reflected off of your hand and come into your eyes. That's how you see your hand, because light from a source has bounced off of your hand and then gone into your eyes. That's why if you go into a dark room with no light, you can't see your hand. Doesn't mean your hand isn't there, just because there's no light to bounce off your hand. So that's what seeing is. Seeing is the light that has bounced off of something coming into your eyes. Now, the light, if that light has gone through a medium that changes the angle of incidence enough, then it's going to change the apparent position of something. It doesn't mean that that thing has actually changed its position, just because the light that has bounced off of that thing has to travel through a medium that has changed what the light is doing, and then to your eyes. That's what seeing is, and that's what refraction is. The light that has bounced off of the horizon, the boats near the horizon, oil rigs, that light has to travel through a medium to come to your eyes, and that medium, naturally on Earth, has varying densities and temperature. So we see the light that has traveled, and it's traveled through something that is changing what the light is doing. It's a simple...
But answer if my example of this is correct. So with that exact same thing, what you're seeing, it's not there. So if someone had a helicopter and went to that exact place what your eyes were seeing, nope, that's not where it would be. Nope, it wouldn't be there physically. Nope.
I mean, it might be a very...
They would have to go at the curve of the Earth.
Yeah, so if something's that far away, that it is technically behind the curve of the Earth, you would have to travel around the curve of the Earth to go and see that thing, right? But it's like if you're looking at your hand, even though that's practically where your hand is, the light has had to be slightly refracted because of the varying density in the air between your hand and your eye. And then your eyes have got a liquid which also refracts the light before it hits the sensors at the back of your eye to be converted into a signal. So every time you're looking at something, there's some kind of refraction happening, all right? Now, the thing about sensors is they give us the best ability to do things, but we don't have the ability to detect 100% exactly where things are at every distance. We just don't have that ability.
Hey man, fight the flat earth. I'm not a debater. I know what, you know, I don't consider myself to be well versed in like these type of matters. But when a person like you and the other people that I see in your scientific community come and try to explain these things, it just lets me know how fabricated and how much of a religion type shit that you guys are on.
So you having an ignorance problem.
And you know what? And I do apologize because you're right. I'm taking jabs at you, and I don't want that to be this. I don't want that on Flatzoid's channel. So I do apologize about that, man.
Yeah, and Gary Weberling is right in the chat. Yeah, you don't actually touch anything either. I'm not touching my fingers together. My electrons are pulsing each other. It's just how the universe works.
You're touching your fingers too.
Yeah.
The electrons that are the atoms of my fingers are repulsing each other. Fingers aren't actually touching each other.
Craig,
you never touch anything. It's just.
I remember learning that theory in school.
I'm out of here right after this, Flatzoid. I'm out of here right after this. I just really wanted to come on here and say, man, salute. I really appreciate the debate you had, man. I was following you the whole way. You made this brother drown in his own little science. Yeah, man.
Shot,
y'all
mate.
have a good one.
Thanks for the support, mate.
Cheers, JT.
Cheers.
Hilarious.
Yeah, on that, not touching each other's hand, I remember learning about that theory in school, thinking it was bullshit.
It's not really a theory. We know that electrons have a charge and they can repulse each other.
Yeah, but you still literally touch yourself. You can take your nail and indent your...
Not really. The electrons at the end of your fingers repulse each other. That's what you're feeling. There's no physical connection.
Can you take a knife and cut your hand?
Yeah, so the electrons on the end of the knife are repulsing against the electrons in my skin and forcing it apart. The knife's not actually touching the skin.
You do know they can show things over a microscope how it does actually touch and cut it. It actually indents
if they showed it even closer at the atomic level, it would show how what's happening is that the electrons between the two materials are simply repulsing each other.
It's still just a theory. I just had to point that out. I just had to point out that's a theory.
Because here's the thing: atoms are, mostly empty space. So if I was to literally touch, it would just go through, because most of it is empty space. What actually happens? The physical resistance that you feel is the electrons in even material repulsing each other. A knife, the tip of the knife is very, very sharp. It's got electrons in. As it's going through whatever it's cutting, it's pushing the electrons of that thing that it's cutting away. The sharper the knife is, the more it can be accurate. But it's still electrons.
So the sharper the knife.
For all intent and purposes, it is touching.
But
right?
the sharper the knife.
But
the thing is, the sharper the knife, the more the pressure. Correct?
Yeah, because there's less electrons to go on an area to push them apart.
So it's not the electrons cutting you, then it's the pressure because of the knife. Thank you. Anyway, back to answers and questions.
Yeah, anyway, so next person who was in, let me see, Glenn Williamson. Let's bring in whoever that is. I think there's one from my side. Remember to keep posting the link in your chat so people can come in.
Guys, please do come in if you want to come in.
You there, Flatzoid?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mr. Ruef.
Ruef, of course that's it. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Lovely. I have two very quick questions for Flatzoid.
Mm-hmm.
Please go ahead.
So your Polaris angle diagram where you step away 10 degrees at a time and 600 nautical miles.
Yeah.
Would that scale down to something on Earth? Yeah, that one, yep. Would that scale down to something on Earth like a tower or a building or whatever? Something tall?
I don't understand what you mean. What would it scale down? Of course it would scale. There's actual measurements on there. I mean, you would agree at 600 nautical miles, it drops 10 degrees.
Right.
In reality.
So let's say we had some tower and we stepped away 600 meters and it was 80 degrees, and then it was 1200 meters, 70 degrees. Are you saying that would work?
Yeah.
That's what we would measure in reality?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Good. So next question, number two. Can we model that with geometry, and then show that that geometry matches reality. Can you and I do that on stream?
But like
Not
I
this
said,
stream,
it
but
depends how you want to model it, because your geometry is usually based in 2 dimensions. Perspective is based in 3 dimensions. How are you going to model
Right,
that?
you've got a relationship. You've got a relationship here between the angle and the distance, and you said that it does scale down. Are you willing to do that in reality to like a tower or something like that to show that relationship?
But again, that geometry is 2-dimensional. Perspective is 3-dimensional. So just
Your drawing
taking
is
just
two-dimensional.
no, my drawing is trying to explain 3-dimensional, but it cannot. Remember, like I said, orthographic view doesn't take perspective into account. That's why it's
You have
got
a
those
relationship.
compressions. That's why it's got those compression relationships at the ends to compress.
But you have this relationship between the angle of elevation and the distance away from it. Are you willing to test that in reality?
Yes.
Scaled down version of something.
You can literally do that. You can go to 40 degrees latitude and...
No, scaled down.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to do it then.
Okay, that's the answer I wanted.
Okay.
Would you be willing to do that on a stream with me?
We can try.
Okay, good. That's
Shot.
all I had.
Shot.
Cheers, Ruhef.
Cool, thank you. See you.
Thanks.
Speak
Thanks
soon.
for coming. I don't know if anybody's in from me there.
We've got David Weatherhood, Olaf, Luba in China, Dave Berry, or Echon.
I have no idea who they are.
I'm just going to go for the one at the top, so
Yeah.
Dave Weatherhead. I popped the link in your chat again. I see Arwen there. He should come in for a talk. Dave Weatherhead, you are in the room.
I see his audio is connecting. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. David, hello.
Me?
Yes, we can hear.
Oh, perfect. It's not really a question, it's more just something that Flatzoid did in the live stream after, I think, your previous debate. And I'd like him to do it because I kind of want to see your reaction, Craig, to this.
Okay.
But it's where Flatzoid debunked maths using 2 cups in a response to the question about IVs and DVs. And,
Sorry, on maths, did you say?
I know it's going to be bad for your health, but I thought it would be interesting to see.
Maths is reality.
I may have misheard, but did you say that Flatzoid debunked maths?
As reality, yes.
In a stream, I posited his claim about IVs and DVs, but from a mathematical basis, using, for example, a straight line, which is y equals mx plus c, so you have an IV and a DV, and he presented a debunk of maths, and I found it interesting. I would like to see your reaction to it.
Should I tell my wife to be on standby to call 911, or?
You might need to, yeah.
I'm sorry about that, Craig. That's my bad.
It's very simple.
Yeah, please, could you debunk maths for me?
Yeah, maths is not reality. It's a concept. It's a language. It just describes. I mean, you can have a mathematical equation for a unicorn fart, and it works, but does it really mean unicorns exist that can give unicorn farts? So he wants me to do the cup thing that was playing. Okay, you can't see right now, but imagine I got 1 cup in my hand. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
You got 1 cup in your hand. Now, mathematically, I can just plus another cup. So now mathematically, I got 2 cups, correct?
Okay, yeah, let's say this is another cup. I've got 2 cups.
No, but I'm saying mathematically, I can say I have now 2 cups. In reality, do you have 2 cups in your hand?
If I make the assumption this moon is a cup, yes, I've got 2 cups.
No, in reality, you don't have 2 cups in your hand. But mathematically, you have 2 cups in your hand.
Sorry, what?
Do you just hold a ball and a cup in your hand, not 2 cups?
But maths is just describing something. So, I mean, you're not describing something, you're just making something up. You're just saying, imagine I've got a cup, and then imagine I've got another cup. Is that reality? Well, no, I've just imagined that. But if I've got 1 cup and I add another cup, then I actually do have 2 cups. Because the maths describes reality.
Okay, then let's do it this way. Yanni and Sally walk into an ice cream shop. Yanni only has enough ice cream for one. But Sally also wants an ice cream. So, he says, fine.
Well, Sally's fucked.
We'll just multiply my money mathematically. So you can get an ice cream too. Did Yanni buy...
That's not how maths works. No one says that you can do that. You're just making... That's not doing maths. That's just making things up. If I went to an ice cream shop, right, and they've only got one per portion of ice cream, what I could do mathematically is divide that ice cream by 2 and give each person 0.5 portions of ice cream. There is no physical way that I can multiply that ice cream by 2. There's nothing in reality that says you could do that, and there's no maths that says that you could do that, because that's just making things up. Maths, if I had 2 bits of ice cream, then I would have multiplied them, and I then could do the maths. Hypothetically, I could describe a scenario where I multiply the maths, the ice cream, and get more ice cream, but that's just a hypothetical scenario, and in no way debunks maths representing reality.
Okay, so hold the one...
I'm not entirely sure you know what maths is.
Please hold the 1 cup in your hand again. Just the 1 cup in your hand. Great. So mathematically, you can multiply that cup. Correct. Mathematically.
No, I can't. I've got nothing to multiply it by. Well, you're right. Mathematically, I can multiply this right now. Multiply it by 1.
Great. Now...
Yeah, so I have mathematically multiplied this cup by 1, and it matches reality.
Okay,
I couldn't multiply it by 2 because I don't have the matter to multiply it by 2.
Great.
If I did, then I could do the sum to say, well, with this amount of matter, I could mathematically have 2 cups. But what I can do mathematically that matches reality is multiply this cup by 1.
So do you understand what the argument is now? The maths is just abstract.
You
It's
make
not...
things up and it doesn't match reality. Because here's the thing. I disagree with your assertion that you can give me a working formula to describe a unicorn fart. There is no working formula to describe a unicorn fart because despite unicorns being my country's national animal, they don't exist.
Okay. You
understand? You know that? Did you know that? But you know that Scotland's national animal is literally the unicorn.
Okay. U equals
I'm not
MC.
kidding. That's an actual fact.
U equals MCH. U equals MCH. There we go. There's your equation for unicorn.
No, you just
fart.
made things up. That's nothing representing reality. You do not have a unicorn to test that theory on or to show mathematically that is a thing. You've just said some things.
But does that equate? But can that?
That's not how math works.
But can that equation describe unicorn farts?
Absolutely not. No.
Now you're making a claim that it can't. Please provide evidence that it cannot.
Well, no, you've just made a positive claim that it can. You have burden of proof.
I just did. I gave you the equation.
Please use that equation to describe unicorn farts, including the variables and data involved.
Okay. Depending how much horns the unicorn has, it's divided by the unicorn farts. That's what gives it strength. There we go.
Have you got any evidence for that, or have you just made something up in your head?
So, like gravity then. Congratulations.
Gravity isn't made up. Gravity is a measured thing. But you have literally just made up some things about a unicorn.
Sorry,
and said,
where's gravity being measured?
Okay, I didn't mathematically describe it. You just said some things, all right? Give me the maths.
I just did.
Actually back up your claim. The numbers involved. No, you said the thing. Give me the numbers involved.
I just did.
Where they come from? What generates those numbers involved?
What generates those numbers involved? The belief of unicorns.
There's no such thing as unicorns.
Well, there's no such thing as gravity.
Well, there is. It's measured.
Where is it measured? How do you measure How do you measure something in the 4th dimension?
You can use the Cavendish experiment to measure gravity.
Sorry, is the Cavendish not experiment in 3 dimensions?
The Cavendish experiment measures gravity perfectly.
Is it in 3 dimensions or 4 dimensions?
It exists in a 3-dimensional universe with the 4th
So how do you measure a 4th dimensional?
time.
How do you measure a 4th dimensional gravity in a 3-dimensional universe?
Because time is the 4th dimension, and you can measure something over a period of time. Boom.
Again, we are 3-dimensional beings, correct? And Cavendish is
And
3-dimensional.
Dimension.
You are measuring. You're claiming.
The movement of time described by the arrow of entropy is the 4th dimension. If you include a time variable in your experiment, you have included the 4th dimension.
What's time?
Time is the entropy of the universe, the direction of
False.
entropy.
False. That's not time.
The distance that a photon can travel, how long it takes a photon to travel a certain distance is
That's
is
false.
Time is something that you can measure. Time is distance over velocity. Time is whatever you want to describe it as, to be able to determine that time is something that is measurable. Let me show you time right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, that's probably a bit too high for you, but 6. I just counted 6 seconds. I showed you what time was. That was the passage of time. That was the 4th dimension. Experiments can exist in that because time is always passing.
Okay, please go back to please go back in time for that quickly.
I never said I go back in time, and that's a straw man to suggest that I even said
Is
that.
time a concept?
No, absolutely not. Time is a measurable thing.
So you
I
can
just measured time by counting.
No, you counted. You didn't measure anything. Can you count to 6 again? Can you count to 6 again and have it exactly in the same timeline that you had your other counting in 6 seconds?
If I have something to help me, yeah. But I'm pretty good at counting, so
Sorry,
if I do it again, if I went 1,
you do know 2, you cannot.
3, 4, 5, 6. That was probably about the same amount of time that I did it in last time.
No, that's not what I asked. I asked, can you go back to when you did it to do it again?
No, absolutely not.
So it's not physical then?
Currently, time travel isn't possible.
Great, because it's a concept.
No, time is a measurable thing. I measured it just now. You can't measure concepts.
So I just measured then unicorn farts.
No, you didn't. Unicorn farts are made up. Time is not.
Time is made up. Literally, it's a man-made concept.
No, it's not. Time is
quickly
measurable.
go on.
I measured time.
Quickly
Let me measure time again for you. I'll do it
quickly
a
go
lot
on
more
to.
accurate.
Can you
Here we go.
quickly?
I'm measuring time right now. See, look at this. I'm measuring time.
Can you quickly go?
Time is being measured because time is a physical thing that is measurable. I'm currently measuring time there. I've measured 10 seconds and it's still going.
So what can time do to a person?
Yes. Therefore, unicorn farts are not measurable.
What can time do to a person?
Age you?
No, that's entropy. What can time do to a person?
Yeah, time can age you, definitely.
No, that's entropy. What can time do?
The arrow of time.
The arrow of time describes.
The passage of time causes you to age.
The passage of time is entropy. It's the arrow of time is based on entropy. Now I'm asking you, what can time do?
So entropy describes time perfectly. So the passage of time, which can be described as entropy, causes you to age.
So it's not time then, it's entropy then.
Yeah, again, entropy is the arrow of time.
No, entropy is the microstates and macrostates changing to increase.
Yeah, and the only isolated system that exists, the entire universe, only has one direction of entropy. That is why it is known as the arrow of time. Time is a measurable thing that passes.
No, it's known as the...
Time, if you were doing an experiment, time can cause things to happen. Like my famous teabag experiment that makes Sleeping Warrior cry himself to sleep.
I think we should actually... Would you want to have a debate on... Would you like to have a debate on time sometime?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And time's great. Relativity proves that time is a tangible thing. Right, let's get someone else in rather than just us waffling.
Yeah. But thanks for coming, David.
Okay. Oh, Dave McKeegan.
Dave McKeegan's in.
Yeah.
Dave McKeegan, I'd love to talk to him.
David, go ahead.
Hey, Dave. Okay, he's not in yet. Wait. Hey, Dave McKeegan. Good to see you.
Hello, Dave McKeegan, my friend. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Why would you want to do this yourself?
I don't know. I'm still asking myself that.
Anyone that hasn't seen Dave McKeegan's recent videos on Flat Earth, he has been killing it. Some of his videos have recently been absolutely great. So please go and check out Dave McKeegan's channel. But Dave, welcome to the channel. Do you have a question for our friend Flatzoid here?
I think I do. It's a bit of clarification. I've not been I've been listening in and out of the stream for a bit, so I just want to go back and clarify something that Flatzoid said before, just to make sure I didn't misunderstand it. Flatzoid, did you say that refraction magnifies things?
Yeah. The incident angle causes things to be magnified due to its angle.
Okay, so anytime refraction takes place, then the object is magnified, yes?
From a certain angle.
From a certain angle. So in respects to, how do you know then that the sun is being magnified then?
Easy. You have a focal length on your camera, correct?
Yes.
When you change the focal length, does it magnify the sun?
Not necessarily.
What is focal length?
Focal length is a measurement of the point of convergence of a lens to the camera sensor, and it really is a relationship to the field of view that the lens produces.
Great, so magnification then.
Okay, so I have in my hand right now an 11mm focal length. If you go and look at a picture taken with one of those, everything looks tiny.
Yeah. And I do it with the 200mm?
Right, but that's at a different focal length.
So, magnification, thank you.
Right, so if I get a lens that goes from 20mm to 200mm, and I zoom it in, that's refraction and it's magnifying it, yes?
You're changing the angle, yes?
Right, so now I'm going to change the focal length back to 20mm. Is everything going to get magnified?
If you change the angle, yes. Changing the angle magnifies...
So anytime I change the focal length, everything's always going to be magnified?
Anything that you see through any lens is magnified.
Right, okay, I better take one of my lenses back then, because I'm looking through it now and everything looks bloody tiny.
Yeah, but that's because it's focusing it onto your sensor. Do you not get... You just debunked your whole argument, Craig. Ach, Dave.
How exactly have I just debunked the argument? My argument is that
magnification.
I'm looking through a camera lens, and when I zoom out, everything gets smaller. My lens is still refracting the light. It's made everything smaller. Your claim is refraction only ever makes things bigger.
No, I never said that's a straw man. I never said only makes things bigger. It
You
causes
said refraction
magnification.
magnifies things.
So magnified doesn't just mean makes bigger. It's the angle that magnifies it. If you change the angle, it's going to get smaller or bigger. So that's just the straw man.
So it can go both ways. So it doesn't necessarily mean it makes things bigger. So when Craig put his glasses up to the camera before, it was a presumption of you to say it made things bigger. I'm looking at my screen through glasses right now, and when I move my glasses out of the way, everything stays the same size.
Is it nearsighted or far-sighted glasses?
I can't see far away. I can't remember which way round it is, but I can see things close up, can't see far away. Or I can see, but everything's blurry.
So you nearsighted then. So you far-sighted then. No, you say you can't see far, so you're nearsighted.
Near it, whatever it is, someone will put it in the chat, I'm sure. Everything near me is in focus. Further away gets out of focus.
Okay, so what happens when you take those glasses off and you change the angle that you look through the glasses, like Craig did about a few minutes, 20 minutes ago or something?
Right at this side, I am looking just through the rim of my glasses, and I can see my name on the screen and my name blurry above it. Both are the same size, but one is blurry and one is not.
I think you should go back after the screen. I think you should go back off the screen. Or Craig, would you quickly do this with your glasses again? If you can see it. Yeah. Tilt it. Look how it...
change the shape of the lens
there we
to make
go.
it more curved.
There we go.
That changes the magnification, but in general, and forget it's not the refraction.
So the
doing that,
angle...
because I've changed the shape of the lens. But in general, like that, there's no difference in size with my face when I've got the camera there or not.
So the angle changes the magnification because of the incident angle. Thank you very much. You just demonstrated it live again.
The incident angle has only changed once, right? There's the same incident angle change between this and this. There's still only one change in instant. There's one change in medium, but
So
both
it
of them are showing different
changes.
things.
Great.
Yeah, but there's only one change in incidence. There's not a different amount of changes in incidence. So it's not the refraction that's causing the magnification.
What's causing the magnification, or that, in this case my chin seems to get smaller, is because I've changed the shape of the lens relative to the camera. The refraction, there's still only one incidence change. One. There's one into the glass and one out. Exactly the same as when I'm like that. The only difference is the shape of the lens relative to the camera. So it's not refraction.
You guys are making my point the whole time. I don't understand what you're arguing about.
Refraction, but it's not. It's the shape of the lens.
Refraction.
That's not.
The shape of the lens causes refraction. The shape of the lens causes refraction.
No, sorry, the shape of the lens is not refraction. The refraction is the change in incidence angle between going into the lens.
So
and
the
not.
shape doesn't change the refractive index. It doesn't change the incident angle.
No, there's still only one incidence angle change, just one.
Great.
And that's not causing the magnification.
So earlier,
what's causing the magnification, like, no matter which way I have it, the incidence angle change is going to be exactly the same, because the medium of my glasses, the density, is exactly the same no matter which way I'm pointing it towards the screen.
Sorry, the angle had changed.
Wait, let me finish. The incidence angle change, the one incidence angle change that is happening, is exactly the same whether it's like that or like that.
No, it's not.
So there's the same refractive index change both ways, but there's a kind of magnification like that, but not like that.
I think you
so
might
the same
need
refraction, but you change the shape of the lens, and there is magnification
I think you might...
or distortion, which destroys your point.
I think you might need to look at this back a few times to actually get what's going on here.
You are cute. You're absolutely adorable.
Thank you. So are you.
How many angle incidence changes are there? How many's happening?
It doesn't matter about how many they are. The angle changes. Remember in your argument about the cup, because it's curved, it gives the magnification. Oh wow!
Exactly.
So when you change your angle of the glasses, it changes the angle towards where it's going. So the incident angle had changed.
No.
Oh wow!
So you don't know what angle is. The angle of incidence change is what happens when the light enters a different medium. Right, at that point, there's a change in the path of the light, okay? That angle that the light is changing as it enters my glass is exactly the same, whether I hold it like that or like that.
No, it's
because
not.
The medium, it is because the medium, the glass, the density of the glass does not change. The only thing that changes is the shape of the lens.
So a different angle then. So a different angle then.
Of the lens. The shape of the lens is not refraction. The angle of incidence change is exactly the same because the density of the medium is
okay,
the
then
same.
I got a question for Dave then, based on this. Dave?
Wait. It's the density of the medium that decides the angle of incidence change.
Okay, then I'm
not the shape of the lens.
Okay, I got a question for Dave then, based on this. Dave, you obviously know what a rectilinear lens is, correct?
Yes.
Does the angle of incidence change based on a rectilinear lens compared to a wide angle lens?
Sorry, what was that? You broke up a bit there, mate.
I said the angle of incidence. Does that change from a rectilinear lens to a wide angle lens?
Rectilinear and wide angle are the different. That's apples and oranges, mate. Rectilinear versus fisheye. Fisheye distorts everything. Rectilinear uses additional optic. Glass on a lens will naturally try and distort everything. Rectilinear lenses correct for that distortion.
Great. So you would understand it changes the angle of incidence then?
In what?
That's different lenses. I'm talking about the one lens here. I have one lens in my glasses.
So
shape.
Shape changes. So shape changes the angle now, correct?
No, shape doesn't change the angle of incidence change.
This is hilarious, guys. This is hilarious.
Right. Flatzoid, you do realise, mate, that a camera lens is not a piece of glass. There are a dozen plus different pieces of glass in there with different densities of glass, with different curvature angles. Some will be concave, some will be convex. They're placed in different ways in order to control the light. So when you make this this similarity claim between a pair of glasses to a camera lens, they're nothing close. Focal glasses on your eyes are one piece of glass that are shaped to correct the focus for your eye.
You would agree then that the camera is just simply trying to focus that angle onto a certain point, so it can make it in focus on the sensor. It's just trying to
the
focus.
Camera lens is focusing light.
Great. So now, when you put a rectilinear lens on, compared to a fisheye lens, you see different optical effects. Correct?
Yes, because you're putting it through more and more glass.
Great. So the shape changes the angle of incidence.
The angle of incidence is what happens when you go from one medium to another. Inside the glass, there is no change in medium. There is no change in density. There is angle of incidence change within the glass.
Okay, Craig, if I go and I take a laser and I stick it 90 degrees.
You shouldn't be allowed to touch me.
Okay, let's say at 80 degrees towards a barrier. The incident angle would be different than when I point that same laser 20 degrees towards the barrier, correct?
I don't think you know what incidence angle change means.
Oh, yes, I do. That's why you are hopelessly losing the argument here.
It's the amount of change that the light has as it goes into a medium, right? Based on the density and temperature change. It's not based on the angle that you point it in, right? The angle that you into a different density and will have the same angle of incidence change, because the angle of incidence change is caused by the change in mediums, not the angle of the light going into the medium. That's not what angle is.
Have you looked at the equation? Have you looked at the equation?
Flatzoid, stop. You don't know what angle of incidence change means, and that is your problem.
Oh, sorry. Have you ever looked at Snell's law equation before?
Yeah, absolutely, I have.
Okay, what's N1 sine 1 equals N2 sine 2? Incident index, refracted index, incident angle, refracted angle. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, now if you change, now
the angle is the change that happens when you go from one medium to another.
Okay, now what happens what happens when you have changed your incident angle to a point where the refracted angle has changed?
The only way you change the incident change angle is by changing the medium that it's going to.
False.
Again, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. The incident change angle is the angle that is caused, the angle change in the path of light that is caused by going from one medium to another. It's not to do with the angle of the light going into that medium, it's to do with the change in the medium.
If you change the angle towards the medium, it changes the refracted angle. Does it not? I can show you literally people taking a fish tank, moving the laser pointer around, and it changes the angle.
Yeah, because as the angle difference between one medium to another.
No, same medium, same fish tank.
That's what I'm saying.
It changes the angle.
The light going in that compared to the angle of the light in it, it will always be the same.
It's never the same. Then you would say it doesn't matter where you point the laser pointer, it's always going to go to the same
The amount of change is dependent on the medium. What don't you understand?
You don't get what an incident angle is. Congratulations.
You know, you really don't in the slightest, do you? It's incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to ask, Dave?
Yeah. So do you think that if you go through a medium at an angle, it changes the refractive index of that medium?
What's an internal refraction angle?
Answer my question. Do you think that if you change the angle that you go into a medium, it changes the refractive index of that medium?
No, it doesn't change the index. It changes the refractive angle. Showing you do not understand Snell's law. Thank you very much.
You mean the angle that is caused by moving the light going into it? Of course that's going to change. but the angle change isn't what changes the angle of incidence change. That is the amount, that's like an amount of change due to the medium. That's what it is. Obviously, if you change the point going in, it's going to change where the angle is going afterwards. But the amount of change is decided by the medium, not the angle. Okay, now we've cleared that up. Still there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to put it on, yeah.
What's going on? Is my internet, anyone's still there?
I'm still here.
Flatzoid?
Yeah, I'm trying to just share a screen. But, yeah, seems to be freezing on me. I just want to get to the point where I need to get, then I'll quickly share the screen so you can see for 2 seconds. Then we can everybody see just how wrong you are, as usual. Thank you.
Just how wrong I am, as usual. Lovely.
Oh, there we
So,
go. He's
again,
busy changing the angle.
The amount that the angle changes is a consequence of the density.
Okay, I'm going to
Right?
quickly share the screen. Be sure to show everybody.
And a change in angle isn't going to magnify. Yeah, so you're showing something with a gradient as well, not with a, well, yeah, that's a constant medium. And so the angle, the amount of angle that it changes is dependent on the medium.
Guys, this guy's a joke. Literally. Did you just see that?
Yeah, so
changing the angle, changing the angle changes the refracted angle?
Yeah, again, the angle of it going in will obviously affect the light angle going in, but the amount of change of that angle, which is the incident change angle, is a consequence of the medium, of the density of the medium.
Again.
What don't you understand?
Again. The shape of the lens changes the light's path, hence can magnify it.
And does not refract it.
Oh, really? So focal length is not based on refraction now?
That's not changing the refractive index.
Focal
it's not
length.
changing the amount of refraction that's happening.
So focal
Because
length is
the
not based on refraction. Congratulations. Okay.
Again, let me ask you a simple question, right? How many incident angle changes is happening in my glasses?
Just one.
2.
No, your refractive angle is changing an incident angle. You have one incident angle, one refractive angle.
There's 2. There's one in and there's one out.
You
There's
asked how
2
much
changes.
incident angles do you have?
2. There's 2 of them in my glasses.
You know what an incident angle is? It's the angle that hits the barrier.
Range between mediums.
No, it's the
Right?
angle
So
that
there's 2.
hits
There's
the
one
barrier.
Hey, stop talking, maybe you can learn, right? There's 2.
I
There's
should
one
learn.
is it my glasses, and there's one as it exits my glasses, right? So add those together, one as it enters my glasses, and then one as it exits my glasses. How many is that?
Again, you asked how much incident
No,
angles.
How many is that? How many instant angle changes is that? One one as it enters, and then one as it exits. So when you add those together, how many do you get?
You only have one incident angle and one refractive angle. That second angle is the refracted angle that
just stays in my glasses.
Again, you only have one incident angle, that's the light coming in, and one refracted angle, that's the light traveling through the medium.
And what happens when it gets to the other side of my glasses? Is there another instance angle change?
Then it has a new angle.
So it's yes or no question. Is there another instant angle change as it exits my glasses?
Then it becomes a new incident angle to that new refracted angle. It's
So
a new
how many
medium.
instant
It's a new
changes
medium.
Is there in my glasses?
That's
Altogether, how many instant angle changes is there in my glasses?
One. It's one medium.
We just talked it.
Are you this dumb?
So there's
literally.
Listen to sorry. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. There's one change in incident angle as it enters, and there's one change in incident angle as it exits.
No, there's not a change in incident.
make
There's no change of incident angle when it exits. An incident angle only enters. A refractive angle exits. Craig?
So you're saying that as the light goes from one medium to another, there is no incident angle change?
Strawman.
Because that's what an incident angle is, you moron.
An incident angle is the angle hitting the barrier. A refractive angle is the one that's already through the barrier. Are you this dumb?
Yeah, and so how many barriers is there?
One.
Glasses? Two. One on each side.
It's one.
So there's no barrier
glass.
on each side.
It's one glass.
Nothing for the light. Right. So as the light goes into my glass, it's got one incident angle change.
Yeah, thank you.
It's traveled through the glass, and what's happening as it leaves the glass and goes that way?
A new incident angle that's in a different medium, Craig.
There's two incident angle changes with the glass.
No. One incident angle, one refractive angle. When it leaves the glasses, it now has a new incident angle to the atmo. Do you get that?
So that makes two.
No.
That's two then.
It's two different systems.
Yeah, one in, one from the atmosphere, one to the atmosphere.
Two different systems. It's two different.
No, they're both the light in the glass. There's an instant angle change as it enters, and there's an instant angle change as it exits, going from one medium to another.
Is your retina and your cornea the same system? Are they the same thing?
No, and they're not my glasses.
Thank
so
you. Is your glasses your eye?
No, and
Thank you.
I'm not saying they are.
Thank you.
We're talking about
Thank
my
you.
glasses.
Thank you. So stop
We're
straw
talking
manning
about
me.
my glasses.
So stop. Just because you're losing badly doesn't mean you have to make straw man arguments.
Losing, you can't count to two.
This is getting really sad, guys. Yeah. Can we get to the next argument?
Seriously. Right. An instant angle change is what happens when the light goes from one medium to another. Right? Do you agree?
No. The refractive angle. The refractive angle is what changes due to the infinite angle that hits the medium.
Say that again.
The refracted angle is the thing that changes due to the incident angle that hits the barrier. Do you know how a mirror works? Do you know how a mirror works?
We're talking about my glasses, right? So the light enters my glasses, all right? There is an angle of incidence, right? It changes the direction of the light as it enters my glasses, okay? And then within the glasses, there's the angle of refraction, okay? It is changing the position, the direction the light's changing, okay? Then it gets to the other side of the glass, and there is now another angle of incidence change as it goes from the glass to the air between my eye and the glasses.
So a different system then.
Two of incidence changes because of the glass.
So a different system then, Craig. By the way, and I got Andre says he wants to ask you a question.
Yeah, fine. Dave, have you finished with your questions for Flatzoid?
Oh, sorry, mate. I forgot I was here. Well, if you've got other people wanting to come in, I can leave it. I was going to ask him something else, but I think I've probably overstayed my welcome.
Well, no, absolutely not. If you've got one more quick question before he brings this guy on, that's absolutely fine.
I'm not really sure if it's quick. It's so Flatzoid. You've mentioned the black swan a few times. So you don't agree with the globe concept that it's refraction that's causing us to be able to see further beyond the horizon, no?
That's not what the black swan's about. When you say refraction, you're literally going against your globe. The refraction, that's why we want you to say refraction. Remember, your globe has a geometric horizon, correct? It's physically that radius value. You understand that?
Yeah, but that's not what we see, because what we're seeing is the light coming from objects.
Exactly, so refracted. So you sit with a bit of a paradox. You have a geometric horizon radius dictated to you through a refracted observation, correct? So optical.
No, we have a geometric horizon that says something should only be visible this far, but due to refraction, at times we can see it further than that.
Right.
I just want to know what your standpoint is because flat earthers show the black swan and say, oh, you shouldn't be able to see that far. We say it's because of refraction. Do you say no? It can't be because of refraction.
No,
it's
refraction's
because
a real
it's
thing.
flat.
No, refraction's a real thing. Would you actually like to maybe come and talk to me about this? Because I mean, we can go on for hours about this.
Well, I kind of need a flat Earth model in order to debate you.
No,
because
don't worry about. We talk about refraction and the black swan. You don't need to worry about a flat Earth model because this is literally just about the black swan and the refraction. If you want
no,
to.
because it's all one and the same thing, and I don't want to. You've already had a go at Craig this evening for strawmanning you because what flat earthers believe.
Sorry, are you running away?
If you can give me details about what you believe is the flat Earth model, so that we can actually have a debate about it.
Sorry, but that's just trying to reverse the burden of proof onto me. I don't need to give any model. The model for contention here is your globe. That's what the black swan argument is about. You brought up the black swan. So this flat earth has got nothing to do with it.
Right. Well,
so why must I bring a flat earth
right,
for your...
Well, maybe I wasn't clear on this. I was trying to get some information about the flat earth.
We can get information about
the black swan as an example in order to lead me into the next part.
Okay, but like I said, you can always come and talk about the black swan if you want to. It'll be great. And we can talk about flat earth too if you want to.
Okay, well, let's see how long it takes me to get over the current headache that I've got, and then I'll consider it.
No stress. Just contact me.
Thanks to come on, my friend. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem like a nice guy, at least, Dave.
Thank you. And you too.
Sure.
I'll speak to you soon, Dave. Thanks very much.
All right.
Thanks,
take care,
man.
guys.
Take care. Bye. Yeah, I think.
Who was it that wanted to?
I think it was Andres.
I only see two in the chat. In the
What's
room,
the names?
Etjon and Lubo. Lubo, who's one of mine, and then Etjon.
It might be Edjon. I don't know.
I'll let them in, and then we'll do Lubo.
Edjon. It might be him. I don't know.
Hey.
Hello, Econ, Etjon.
Hey. Yes, first one was right. So how you doing? I'm from your Discord, your YouTube. Love your channel. Fight. Absolutely amazing stuff you got going on. Flatzoid, I have a question. I was going off topic from that whole Lindsay thing. About the International Space Station.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not sure what your stance on the International Space Station is, but can you give me a brief overview of what the International Space Station is to you?
It's a mock-up studio in the bottom of a pool in Houston, but we do see something up there, which is probably just a lower altitude drone or something.
A drone. Okay, so it's a drone. So what's holding it up exactly to you?
A drone usually is self-propellant, isn't it? And
Okay, now how big is this drone?
I don't know, it could be anything. I mean, it's easy to have something flying at a lower altitude that mimics the same claimed velocity and the same apparent angular size.
So you think they can recreate a drone that travels at almost 17,000 miles an hour?
It doesn't actually travel at that speed. It's just something that's smaller, traveling lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can literally do
And
this
it
yourself.
looks-
You can even.
And it looks just like the ISS.
I mean, Craig literally did that with his two pens in the same debate. It's called parallax.
Okay. And this drone looks just like the International Space Station they show us.
Yeah.
So where's the thing holding it up? Where?
I don't understand what you
Where's
mean.
it
Where's
at?
the thing holding it up? You guys don't have anything holding up your ISS. The burden, you're trying to reverse the burden of proof onto me. The ISS is a globe thing, not a flat earth thing. So I don't actually need to give answers on what's holding it up or anything.
Flatzoid. Okay. So you said it's a drone.
I say it could be. It's speculation. I'm not saying it is.
Or it could be a drone. Could be a drone. Could be a drone. Now, how could this drone be replicated to look just like the ISS?
You telling me you can't build a drone to look the same? and just
Okay, but
fly
that's
at a lower
what-
altitude.
Flatzoid, what is holding up this drone?
What do you mean what's holding up the drone? Drones fly. Have you never seen a military
Yes,
drone
yes.
before?
How is it flying? How is it flying?
With
Can you
its-
explain to me how this thing that looks just like the ISS is flying, where you can't see anything that makes it fly?
When you see a drone in the air, do you a military drone, do you see what makes it fly?
A military, okay, give me an example of a military drone.
It's literally, you don't see anything. That's what a military drone's supposed to be, that you can't really see it. Do you see anything trying to make it move?
I mean, it's got, what's the word I'm looking for?
Or how about a high altitude balloon, like the one they shot down apparently from China?
No, because there's.
What was
there's no
making it
balloon
move?
holding it up.
What was making it move?
Look, there is no balloon on the ISS.
I'm telling you, you're trying to ask me what is making it stay up there and move? What moves a drone? So I'm literally saying, okay, like a hot air, a high altitude balloon. What makes it move?
From side to side?
Yeah.
Okay, see, this is not. I'm talking about the ISS. There are no balloons on the ISS. Okay, we can confirm this by looking at it.
That's not what I'm saying.
We've also confirmed the height and speed of the
Yeah,
ISS.
we've also confirmed. I mean, it's not. It's.
Okay, that's why I ask you, can something that's just smaller at a lower altitude give the same apparent altitude and angular size of velocity?
We have no.
Why not?
We have confirmed. No, it can, but we've confirmed.
Okay,
the height and speed.
okay. If you let's say you look at the moon with your camera at night, and a fly or a moth flies past you at close to your camera. It has the same angular size as the so-called ISS at the same speed.
I never denied that.
Thank you.
I never denied that.
But now that has the same angular size, it has the same apparent velocity, and it's lower at altitude. A moth just destroyed your whole argument.
No, it didn't, because we know how high the International Space
No,
Station
you
is, and
think
we
you
how
know.
high
No,
it's
you
at.
don't know. You think you know. There's a difference.
I mean, it's also with radar. So, I mean,
Yeah.
radar.
Cool. So
Cool.
I still don't know what this has got to do with anything. You asked me specifically
Okay.
about me, what I see about the ISS. So I don't know. I'm literally telling you it
Well, how do you
could be a
explain
drone.
We've measured the height and speed of it with radar to confirm what NASA say.
That's interesting. Like I said, he asked me if that's what I thought, and that's what I think. Could be a drone. Not saying it is, I'm just saying it could be.
Okay, but based on the fact that we have confirmed that it's, 300 miles up and traveling at 17,000 miles an hour, what do you say is based on those being known facts?
Even if it is there, what does it got to do with not being a flat Earth anyway? I mean, last night I spoke about my firmament thing. I don't know if you remember Operation Fishbowl. I spoke about the highest atomic, the atomic bomb they shot was at the ISS altitude. So why is it that could only shoot that high with a nuke?
That wasn't that they could only. That's just the height they chose to.
Is that so? Can you show why?
You talked about the fact you said nuclear power isn't real.
I never said
as
nuclear
a
power isn't real. There's nuclear reactors that are real.
Someone sent me a
Nuclear
clip of you saying
fission.
you don't think.
Nuclear fission is a real thing. So that's a misrepresentation and a lie.
Sorry, what was the lie?
People saying I don't think nuclear fission's a real thing. It's definitely a real thing. Then we wouldn't have nuclear plants. Submarines wouldn't be able to work if nuclear fission wasn't a real thing.
I'm confused. I literally have a clip of you saying that you don't think it's real.
Nuclear bombs are not what they say they are. That's what I said.
I mean, I've slept next to one. It's definitely real.
Not what they say they are, Craig. Not saying it doesn't exist. Not what they say they are. Two different things.
Well,
But anyway, you guys are literally trying to put words in my mouth now.
again, I worked with the nuclear warheads on V-boats. They're definitely real things.
Yeah, and I never said they're not. So congratulations.
Okay, cool. Right. So, do you agree that the ISS could potentially be 300 miles up and traveling at 17,000 miles an hour?
No, not a tin can flying in the vacuums of space. It could be something up there. We definitely see something up there, but it doesn't mean it's a tin flying can in the vacuums of space.
But we've seen the shape of it.
Yeah. I have
Like I said.
I actually just took a picture of it the other night.
Congratulations. Still, I don't know what this has got to do with me. It's your burden to prove it exists, and that it goes against, can actually exist there where it's supposed to be. Not my burden to try and prove whatever you want me to prove about it.
We proved it's there, and we proved what it is. We proved the size, shape, and speed of it. So.
And I
this
said
the picture I took of the ISS. It exists, and we know. Do what?
And you know that's actually a pressurized tin can in the vacuum of space with people on board? Or do you just believe it to be?
There's 7 people on, yes.
So that's a belief, not a no.
No, that's not a belief.
It just means you're suggestible, you are gullible.
Flatzoid, get a ham radio and you can talk to them when they go over you.
Yeah.
You do know there's some things called relay stations.
Oh, right. So there's people just sitting there waiting to talk to people with the relay that's going over.
Relay stations. I can ask you the same thing. Why is there so much fakery on the ISS then if they're supposed to be real?
No fakery on the ISS ever.
No fakery on the ISS ever?
No, there's people not understanding what they're seeing, but there's definitely no fakery.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, mate.
No, I've debunked every bit of supposed fakery I've ever been shown.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay, go on my video where I have, it's called Are You Suggestible? Are You Suggestible? And go try debunk all those things I showed that were fake there, please. Go ahead.
Oh, right. I haven't watched one. Is that all about NASA stuff?
It's called Are You Suggestible? I said, yeah.
Is it a bunch of NASA stuff in it? Is it?
There's a part in the middle there where it literally shows how fake it is. Go ahead and debunk it, please. I want to see that.
Okay, no worries. Sounds good.
Cool. It's getting kind of late here, guys. My power's about to go off, I think, in an hour. It's 2 o'clock, almost in the morning. Almost 2 a.m.
Josh wanted to come in and say something?
Yeah, someone wants to come in.
All right, thanks.
Shot, thanks Econ.
Much appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Econ, if you ever want to just come and talk to me, you can come in my stream and talk sometime. It'll be cool.
Absolutely. I'll
Shot,
definitely make a time to do that.
Yeah, then we have more time to actually talk about it.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, bye.
It's on your side, Flatzoid, so I'll let Josh in next, and then we can shut down and do final thoughts. And
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All right, hold on, I gotta figure out how to leave. All right. Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you later.
Hey, Josh.
Hi, Flatzoid. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Josh.
I'm not on your side. Sorry, Flatzoid. I do love you though. You fascinate me. I'm rooting for you for the top left awards.
Right. Wits it all the way. You should bloody know that.
Sorry. Well, what I just wanted to ask Flatzoid was I just wanted to follow up on the ISS question by saying, not only everything that was just mentioned about the ISS, but also if you have a phone app, for example, you can track the ISS, and not only does it appear when it says it will appear, but also it orbits the Earth as we say it will orbit, at the speed we say it will orbit. So, if it's a drone or fakery, what mechanism has it appear, for example, on one side of the Earth and then 90 minutes later on the other side of the Earth? Is it really fast, or is there multiple of them?
Never know. It's, like I said, it could just be speculation. That's why I said, he asked me based on what I think. And that's just speculation. So you can't just take what I'm saying as fact. I never said it's fact. But I do know, but one thing I do know as a fact is the ISS cannot be a flying tin can in the vacuums of space. It cannot be that orbiting tin can, as you guys say.
Why?
Why? Because it will violate the natural law of thermodynamics.
No, okay, that's a Nathan Oakley moment.
No,
and
it's
I get
nothing to do with Nathan Oakley. It's literally the
Which
pressure.
law would it violate?
The law of entropy, the second law of thermodynamics. That's what the second law is.
And what is the second law of thermodynamics? Could you tell it to me, please?
The second law of thermodynamics describes the system's changes macrostate to microstate into an increasing system. Nothing will
what does the
decrease.
second-
Entropy
which
will
particular
never.
type-
Entropy will never decrease.
Specifically, what type of system is the second law of thermodynamics referring to?
All three: open, closed, and isolated.
No. The second law of thermodynamics refers specifically to an isolated system.
And do isolated systems work? Are they real or are they just hypothetical?
The only one that we know of is the universe.
And is it an isolated system hypothetical, or is it actually real?
Well, the only real isolated system we know of is the
Again,
universe.
it's simple. Is it a hypothetical system or a real system?
There's a real one, and it's called the universe.
Cool. So you can actually demonstrate a real isolated system for me, please.
The entire universe, yes.
No, not point to the sky on a belief. Show me a real isolated system, please.
There is only one. It is the entire universe.
You pointing to the sky is not demonstrating an actual thermodynamics isolated
Universe.
system.
The entire universe is the only isolated system in existence. I cannot show you an isolated system apart from the
Because
universe.
it's a
Because the
hypothetical, that's why.
only isolated system that exists. And the second law of thermodynamics talks specifically about an isolated system.
So when you go and
It
learn,
doesn't mention any other systems.
when you go learn mechanical engineering, when you go learn mechanical engineering, do they teach you three different systems?
I've got a degree in nuclear engineering.
Do they teach you three different systems?
Yes, and they also explain how the second law of thermodynamics talks about an isolated system. That is what it is
No,
referring to.
it talks about all three systems. It just says the entropy always increases in the isolated system. Listen.
Because the second law of thermodynamics says specifically isolated system. It doesn't talk about any other type of system.
It says it will always increase in an isolated.
Flatzoid, you're wrong. As an engineering degree person holding, I am telling you, you are wrong. The second law of thermodynamics specifically references only an isolated system.
Can I debunk you quickly?
You can't, because that
Can I
is what
debunk
the
you
second law of
quickly?
thermodynamics.
Can I debunk you quickly?
The only way you can debunk me is by showing me the second law of thermodynamics.
I'm going to give you one word. One word that debunks you. Fridge.
Yeah, that's not an isolated system.
That's entropy. Does the fridge work on entropy or not? The second law of thermodynamics.
The fridge reverses entropy.
Oh, so it increases the surrounding system's entropy. Oh, shit.
Within the system of the fridge and the freezer, it reverses entropy. But the second law of thermodynamics, it literally says, it talks about an isolated system, and that's it. It doesn't talk about any other type of system. Only isolated.
So the surrounding system to the fridge, is it increasing entropy?
The surrounding system is, but again, the second law of thermodynamics.
So what is the universe?
Stop. Right. What don't you understand? The second law of thermodynamics specifically says in the second law of thermodynamics that it's about an isolated system. Do you understand that?
I can literally bring you up three thermodynamic systems. Correct? They call thermodynamic systems.
What the second law of thermodynamics is. The second law of thermodynamics references isolated system. The second law may be formulated by the observation that the entropy of isolated systems left to spontaneous evolution cannot decrease, as they always arrive at a state of thermodynamic equilibrium. Isolated systems.
Which is a
Do you understand that? That's what the second law of thermodynamics is.
Which is a hypothetical. You know why the universe is the hypothetical isolated system, Craig? You know why?
Tell us.
Because it's the barrier to the end. There's nothing beyond it.
Exactly.
No energy. So listen. So systems inside.
About the universe and the entropy within the universe. Isolated systems. You cannot refer to the
law of thermodynamics to other types of
If you
systems
can give me-
because it talks about isolate. Listen, stop talking.
Give me 2 minutes to explain it to you, because you seem to be very ignorant here.
Right, stop. I have a degree in engineering, and I am using that right now to tell you that you are wrong. You need to learn from what I'm telling
think you need.
The second law of thermodynamics specifically talks about isolated systems. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
Isolated system is a hypothetical because it's the end boundary.
Right, okay. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. It's a yes or no question. The second law of thermodynamics specifically talks about isolated systems. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
It specifically talks about only increase in a therm.
It's a yes or no question. Yes or no question. Do you understand the concept that the second law of thermodynamics only refers to an isolated system?
It doesn't only.
Yes or no?
It doesn't only. That's a lie. That's your problem.
Yes, it does, because it specifically says that. That's what the second law is.
Then you did not study thermodynamics.
You literally don't know what the second law of thermodynamics is.
What happens when you stick a closed system with gas, let's say for instance, pressure, and you open it? What's happening to the universe?
The entropy is increasing like it always does in the universe.
Thank you. Thermodynamics in a nutshell. So, that closed system, listen,
that second law is specifically about isolated systems, so you can't talk about other things when you're talking about the second law unless you're talking about isolated systems, because that's what the second law of thermodynamics is.
Okay, so Craig, when last have you used the combustion engine?
That's not an isolated system.
Yeah, but it runs on the law of
So the
entropy.
second law of thermodynamics doesn't apply, 'cause it's not an isolated system.
Wow, guys, this guy literally said combustion engines has got nothing to do. He literally says combustion engines.
Actually read the second law of thermodynamics, because you haven't. You've never done that. Therefore, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's why I'm schooling you.
I'm going to read it to you once again so that you understand. Okay? It's very, very, very simple. The second law...
Can I bring up MIT for you?
Well, I'm talking right now. Right? So just listen and learn. It's very important that you learn. Okay? The second law may be formulated by the observation of the entropy of isolated systems left to spontaneous evolution cannot decrease, as they always arrive at a state of thermodynamic equilibrium where the entropy is highest at the given internal energy.
So made my
isolated.
So you just
right?
made my point. Do you understand?
You heard me say the words. You heard me say the words isolated systems, right?
Isolated system is the hypothetical
end. And what is the only isolated system that we know of? The universe.
Because it's the hypothetical boundary. There's nothing beyond it. That's I can't help. I can't help you. Don't understand that it's got a boundary.
Nothing about the ISS is violating the second law of thermodynamics.
Oh yes, it is. But anyway, can I bring up a lecture from MIT for you?
If you like. I guarantee you are about to display Toon's Law of Flirt number 1.
Really? Okay, I'm going to let him quickly talk about the 4 laws of thermodynamics for you quickly. How's that sound? Because
we won't be able to hear it. Audio doesn't come through from you, so...
No, not me. It's on the lecture. Well, actually...
Yeah,
we just need this one piece. There we go. I'm gonna quickly. But does the audio from my video come through?
Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. The audio from your video doesn't seem to come through. So
okay, it's fine. Then I'm just gonna. He's gonna draw it down for you. Then I'll explain it to you quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you see that? Thermodynamics, it specifically is about the heat and the movement, correct?
Oh, you just said thermodynamics.
But that's specifically about the heat and the movement, correct?
Yeah, but he didn't say the second law of thermodynamics. He just was talking about thermodynamics. You said that the ISS violates the second law of thermodynamics.
Yes.
Nothing about the ISS violates the fact that entropy in the universe always increases. Nothing at all.
The ISS had let's say, a hole at one stage, correct?
It's still got one, actually.
And what did they close it up with?
Some duct tape.
Okay, great. Now, what, according to the second law of thermodynamics, if there's a hole in an closed system, now it becomes an open system in a low pressure system, surrounding system, what happens? What happens to entropy in that situation?
It refers to isolated systems.
What happens? Yeah, the universe is an isolated system, remember? So now the ISS is a closed system inside that isolated system. So remember earlier I said if you take a closed system and open it, what happens?
The entropy of the universe increases overall, yes. No
Great,
problem.
okay, but is this instantaneously?
No, it's never instantaneously. It evolves over time.
Can I bring you up?
Again, you don't know what the second law of thermodynamics is.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to quickly bring up something again for you, because you seem to not actually get that it's instantaneous.
Your MIT lecture didn't back you up in any way.
It literally did. Just because you are not really clever enough to understand what's going on, doesn't mean...
He didn't say anything about the second law of thermodynamics.
One of these bulbs, some broke.
Okay, I'm going to bring up something for you here. Let's see if I can share the screen to that. I hope I can. Window. There we go. Okay, I'm going to share something quickly.
One of these bulbs, some bromine, and in the other, I have a vacuum. And if I open the tap between these two, you will see spontaneously the bromine rush from one to the other. Now that is...
I mean, he said spontaneously, but it wasn't instant. There was a speed that gas went.
Change in entropy. In this case, the expansion into a vacuum, nothing else is involved. There's no energy change, there's no temperature change, there's no change except entropy. So without the entropy
There we go.
Yeah. And no, even though he said spontaneous, it isn't an instant thing. There's a speed that gas travels. You do realize that, right?
Obviously, everything's got a speed, but that's spontaneously. That's how entropy works. So, the ISS now, it got a hole. Now, the ISS got a hole in a vacuum. According to this guy, what did he just show? Would that gas have just evacuated straight into the universe?
There was quite a lot of gas that was going out, yeah, but it was a very small hole.
Okay.
So
what happens to a tin can?
Internal pressure created by stuff that they've got on the ISS, and if the internal pressure on the ISS drops, then they can just turn up the pressure to counter it. And the mass. Wait, let me finish. I'm still talking, right? The mass flow rate of the air that was leaving that hole wouldn't have been enough to adjust the pressure within low enough with the increased pressure coming from the stuff that they've already got inside.
Do you know how a rupture...
A tiny little hole with a very, very, very small mass flow rate isn't going to have the ability to instantaneously transfer all of the mass of all of the air in the ISS out of it, because there's too much of it.
Do you know what happens to a ruptured system in a vacuum?
To a ruptured system?
In a vacuum, yeah.
Well, we saw what happened to a ruptured system in a vacuum. They had to fix it because the internal air pressure dropped slightly.
No, I asked, do you know what happens to it? Let's take, for instance, a little pinprick in a pressurized system. Does it rupture it bigger as soon as that pressure forces itself through?
No, not necessarily. It depends on the materials involved.
Yes, necessarily. How about a tin can? That's aluminium, isn't it?
Materials involved.
How about a tin can?
It depends. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. It depends on the materials involved and the structural integrity of the materials involved.
Like duct tape.
Maybe, just maybe, they designed the ISS in such a way that a tiny little hole wouldn't make the entire thing implode. Maybe, just maybe, when they were designing the ISS, they took the possibilities that there might at points be tiny holes punctured into it into account and designed that to make sure it didn't just implode immediately.
What happens? Maybe what happens to an aeroplane at high altitude when it ruptures?
Depends on the size of the hole and
Does
the
that
materials involved.
Does that hole get bigger?
Not necessarily, no.
Always. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you're literally...
Absolutely not, because I've got videos of someone, a pilot, opening the window to put their phone out to take a picture and the wind taking the phone away. And when he opened that window, the hole didn't get bigger. That doesn't happen every time.
Okay.
It depends on the materials involved and the structural integrity of the materials.
So tell me how much
If there is a fatal flaw, then yes, there's something that will happen that will rip open. And that's what happens sometimes on aeroplanes. There's a fatal flaw that happens and it rips open big. But you can have little holes in pressurized system without massive rupturing happening all the time. In fact, my car, my last car, had 3 holes in the engine that was problematic and reducing the pressure. The engine still worked because it could maintain enough of a pressure, but that pressurized system didn't crumple and rupture just because there was a few holes leading into it. No,
Okay.
it depends on the material involved.
Okay, last question before we close off. How much ton of pressure can duct tape hold?
I don't know, quite a lot.
Apparently on the ISS, yeah. So I would like any of you, any glober, to take a piece of duct tape and see how much ton of pressure it can hold.
Right, so calculate what the pressure differential was between the inside and the outside, the ISS, and the mass flow rate of the air leaving that tiny hole, and see if it was enough for the duct tape. But anyway, if you need to get going, I fully understand. I know it's very late over there.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock.
So thank you very much for a wonderful chat. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, it did get a bit heated like always.
Thing.
So yeah, I just want to say thank you. We should maybe do it again sometime. And I'd really like to talk to Dave McKeegan.
How about make this a regular?
Yeah, maybe once a month.
Do it once a week on Saturday or something.
We can see if we can do something regularly. But you must try and get Dave McKeegan to come on. You can moderate if you want.
Yeah, we can set up a proper full-on one-on-one debate.
Yeah, be great to talk to.
I'm going to get evening apparently. Anyway, cheers, Flatzoid. I'll speak to you soon.
Shot, Nate. Enjoy and get rest. Guys. Thank you for your super chats. Who was it now? Taylor Fission, thank you very much for your super chat. That was embarrassing for that guy. Huh? I mean, really, is that the best that they had to offer? Every single thing he said was a contradiction. He literally shows he doesn't understand things. I mean, thermodynamics. The universe is seen as a hypothetical isolated system because it's seen as the boundary. There's no system beyond it. So everything, all the systems inside that system are still thermodynamic systems. He just doesn't give me the chance to explain it. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Thank you guys. This was a hectic long show. Thank you all for your support. Please guys, Weatherhelm, you are very delusional. But thanks guys for coming. Really appreciate you guys all coming. I really should get sleep. It's 2 o'clock. I'm getting up in a few hours to go to church. So really need to sleep. Otherwise you're going to see me sitting there tomorrow. Well, today. It's not going to really work well. So yeah, there's a lot of tidbits we can take out of this. And I'm sure I'm going to have fun with his hands are not really touching each other's hands now because he has some weird fetish with hands and stuff. Thank you guys all for coming. Yeah. Yeah, so many blessings. Please do hit that like button, share. Until tomorrow night.